Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and mean. Took a kid who was half gone all the way to be wrong with bloodlust and them 16s. His father, he thanks us for
all right, we're back. It is Sunday, June 22nd. We have a very special guest with us today, Nico Luisi from Bad Brain.
Hell yeah.
This is, by the way, I noticed that your brother, who's Mark Lewis,
yes.
Marco Luisi.
Yeah, there you go.
God, you have a name.
God,
I know that you don't like to call him Mark.
Man.
I call him Marco.
Yeah.
I call him like my fucking identity.
Yeah.
Dude, Nico, Nico, you serious, dude? Like, people, you can't be really saying my name, Nico. All right, Tom. Hey, Tom. All right, Mark Wahlberg. No problem. All right, we'll be good.
So I noticed that he's going on Growing Up Italian. That's a huge podcast.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Now, those two, the guys from New York?
Not the brothers. It's
the bald
yes.
guys.
Yeah. Huge podcast. Like, like 2.5 million. If we're about 2.4 million / 996,000 people from being the same on Instagram. You're gonna start somewhere though. Everybody starts at the bottom.
That's right.
And I think that's going to be great exposure for Marco. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If I'm looking at Growing Up Italian, like, I really feel like it should be Al in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
He has to bring the glasses.
Yeah.
it brings a little bit of like vintage. The way that they go about it. I mean, and everyone has their own like little swagger too, and their own little, everyone has their own history growing up. Like we all do. I mean, but when you talk about a podcast like that, Growing Up Italian, and not even to be biased, it's just like we grew up like. If you guys seen some of the shit that like happened in that family, like it was just so like you can't script that. And, I'd be looking at my mom and it'd just be like, all right, come on, let's go. We're getting in the car. Don't worry about that. We'll be all right. Like that. So Al was a huge part of that. Al has some stories, man. I'm sure he hasn't told, but they are some of the funniest.
Dude, there's been times where because I went back through the old Bad Brains. Like I think I'm back through like what I would do is go back like 10 and then I go through those 10 and I go back 10 and go through 10.
Yeah, that's
so
when
like
had all four of us, man.
Yeah,
that was the best.
Yes,
bro.
but I was like dying because there were a couple stories. I'm like, this fucking story happened. Like, this story's
there's some stories
crazy.
about Aunt Nana that's like the crazy. Like, I feel like I feel bad telling people. Like, I'm just like, all right, hold on. Like, I know she's been gone from us for like almost a decade, but maybe that story should be left with her, like, in her casket. It's crazy.
So you're talking like just family crazy Italian shit, or we're talking like Goodfellas shit?
No, well, it's a little bit of both. There's a little bit of both where it's at. I went on the Bobby Kelly podcast, and Al was we were all getting asked questions, and then there's me, and I was enjoying myself while I was there, and
So you were loose.
I was loose. I was loose. And you know what though? At the same time, I'm like, I'm the type of person where I know like the line that I cross, like, like where if my father's not a social media person, but I know if my father was ever here, he'd probably say something to me. So I kind of know from growing up that
what's
way.
acceptable,
what's not.
Yeah.
And like on that one, I'm like, I hope my dad doesn't listen to that. Might have got a little out of hand. Might have just really felt the scene, and I was way too comfortable with this guy because we were going, we went in there, and I was nervous as hell.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge podcast.
I was like, we don't belong here.
Right.
I just want everybody. I hope us three.
Because he used to work for Al's family, right?
Yes.
As a waiter, right?
Yep. He worked at La Familia, then he became really, really good friends with my dad's sister, my auntie Debbie.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's how that whole connection happened. That's how like early on, like he got Marco 5 minutes opening at the Wilbur. Like,
really?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, this was years ago. This was like maybe 2014, 15, maybe even 13. Like, Marco, I remember did it. He did Marco's skit was impersonating other people as a GPS. Because you know how like they have that generic British accent.
Yeah.
Marco did like 3 different things, and it was good. It was honestly, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. I don't really think nothing of it. It's kind of a little
Second
wild.
nature.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, oh wow, all right, that's cool. I know nothing about the Wilbur. I don't even know who he's opening for. Like, is anyone even there? You know what I mean? And lo and behold, it's a sold out packed theater, and like Marco's got like that. I wasn't there. I wasn't allowed. I don't know. I don't think I was allowed in because I wasn't 21.
Yeah.
Swear to God. I swear to God. Which is a fucking stupid ass rule. It's like, I remember I got held out of my brother's graduation. It was the same thing, but it wasn't because I wasn't 21. It was like at our own Georgetown Middle High School. Like, we have a small auditorium, but you're only allowed like 2-3 tickets per person for the graduation because, you know, there's only like 115 people that are graduating from Georgetown, for Jesus' sakes. They hated me in Georgetown. Like,
I feel like you didn't belong there,
boys,
right?
when I tell you, like, I'm not welcome there, like, when I, like, and thankfully there's no one there that can do anything to me to harm me, and I like, you know what I mean? Like, very soft. SAWFT. Soft.
You're too much of a city kid for them.
Yeah, when you told me you were halfway in Georgetown, halfway in Revere, my mind was blown.
Bro,
It doesn't compute for me either.
No, man, I'm a city kid.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
I'm a city kid.
You're
I
like,
love
remember
it.
that kid, fucking
I
Nico,
love
that
it.
was up
They
there?
hate me. I threatened like 10 of my best friends growing up over fantasy football because they were talking crazy to me, and it was just nuts. Like, I felt bad a little bit after, but like, me and Mark were in a fantasy football league, and we're talking about splitting a pool, and like, the kid wasn't like answering me in the group chat, so I text him separately, like, hey man, like, what do you want to do about the prize and this, that, and the third, and he was like, haha, winner takes all, loser, and I was just like, all right,
come see me.
I'm like, all right, hold up, like, I'm gonna find you. You know that? And like, that's like, I just snapped. You know what I mean? I just like, hold on. We ain't back in grade school no more. It's a little bit different. And then after that, I got kicked out of the league. Me and Marco won. They gave us the money that no one ever, they kicked me out of everything. And you know, whatever, good riddance to them. But Georgetown was just not for me. Back to that story. I tried to get in and watch my brother walk the stage for like high school graduation, and they told me no. And so then
there's a couple things that I wanted to get to real quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back in time a little bit. So So we had a golf match on Thursday.
So mad.
Danny couldn't make it. I was playing Fonz. Fonz said that he wanted. Well, I gave him 15 strokes.
Yep.
Fonz was on the show recently. So Fonz. Al always says that Al likes really delusional people. Like, Fonz is delusional.
Yes.
Like, Fonz was like.
That's
Like, he says to me, he goes, because I lost a weight loss bet to Al, and Al rope-a-doped me the whole time. And I'll tell you right now, nobody's better at that. Like, he had me believing he wasn't doing shit. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, he shows up and he lost like 40
Did you check him
pounds.
before he got on the scale?
What, for like?
Yeah.
At the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't check him for like weighted pockets?
Good point. It's a good point. It's a good point.
That wasn't even.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't even in person, right?
Yeah, probably wasn't.
He just reported his weight.
Yeah.
Nico knows Al better than us.
Dog, I would have told you the whole way. I would have been like, ain't no fucking way.
He called Fontana to step on the scale for him.
Yeah, legit. So like, dude, he probably had his whole family on the scale with him. And like,
Al be in his arms.
Yeah, Al be in his arms, Chrissy on his back.
So I gotta say that we hit off the first tee, and Fonz takes the first shot, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look good, and he loses the ball. So I'm like, hey, just drop with me instead of making a re-tee. Because mine was like a little bit, I was just on the right side of the rough. He hits a fucking good, like, 5-iron or something. And I'm like, ooh, I might be in some fucking trouble. That was the only good shot he hit the entire thing. I mean,
The second shot of the day was his best shot.
I had him tabbed at a 130. I gave him, like, kept letting him drop, rather than making a re-tee. I mean, he would have shot at 186, like 187, something like that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of strokes. And I do appreciate the fact that he at one point he just got quiet, and I kind of felt bad. But I'm like, I don't really feel bad because you are awful at golf. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think my take on it is he wants to hang out with us so bad that he will
Do anything.
agree to these fucking outlandish things or make these outlandish claims so that we call him on it.
Right.
And then he has to prove
Well,
it.
listen,
But he's going to prove it in front of us.
And now he's got a reason.
I'll say this right now.
Like, I'm looking forward to these Fonz Olympics. Like,
I will say this right now.
Yeah, dude,
he's a good
got-
sport.
He is a
He's a fucking
awesome
great sport.
But to his point, like, he has no choice but to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you signed your ass up for it. Like,
Yeah. I bought lunch afterwards. And by the way, also
crazy.
I had
That's
bought.
fucking crazy.
I had a dude. I got a. I bought a pair of like fake Al glasses because I was originally gonna do like an Al "How's My Coffee" video, but we kind of stopped doing them. Where I was gonna be like, "Is it good? It's not good. It's fucking worst. Actually, they ever made like they never made coffee this bad.
no idea
It's
what
not
this
full.
lady's
There's
a
not
fucking
enough
dickhead.
ice.
You
It's
should've-
warm at the bottom.
You should have wrote some crazy derogatory statement like on the cup because you know how they write the messages. They're like, "Good morning," and I'm like, "Dude, you didn't even fill up my cup all the way." Like, what do you mean, "Good morning"?
So I put them on to do, and then I was showing them to Al, and then I was like, they're like knockoff fucking Amazons, you know?
Yeah.
And then I did a video with Fonz, like 3 people texted me like, dude, I like those glasses. Where'd you get them? And I'm like, dude, Al, look at this. People love them. I'm gonna keep wearing them. He's like, he basically just fucking biting my fucking entire style. I'm like, I might do it. I might bite it. But he's like told me his like $500.
Yeah.
Al?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He spends so much money on sunglasses.
So then on Friday we went down to the Shea. We were gonna give Shea his flowers here.
Trio, baby.
Dude, me and Bobby Froyo left at 2:30 from here. We got down there at 4:45.
Oh,
Right? Now, I'll say this about Bobby Froyo. That dude is like one of the best dudes to hang out with ever. He's a great vibes guy. Nico's a great vibes guy. This kid's a great vibes guy. Like,
Hell yeah.
you can roll with this motherfucker. Like, you could just get in the car and be like, we're going to Mexico. And Bobby's with you. You're like, all right, it's going to be fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're never lacking for conversation.
Right.
He's seriously one of the best dudes I've ever fucking met in my life. We went down there. We met, by the way, Mike Lacey's buddy, Shank. That's his kid's nickname. Sick nickname, by the way. Him and his buddy, who's from Southie, moved to Whitman. They both live in Whitman. I don't know what they do for currency down there. It's got to be different, right?
Whitman.
I mean, yeah. But good
Not a
dudes.
real place.
Good dudes. We met them. They bought tickets. I got them from Shay. Jake, all them were down there. Wilcox.
Yeah.
Saw everybody. Julie was there. Calvin, all them. And then we get in there. Now, the vets in Bridgewater, I didn't realize I had played a cornhole tournament 3 years ago. It is hotter than fucking Hades.
No
in there.
ways. No ways.
No, it is one ceiling fan that's built for your bedroom, right? For a whole vets, right? Swear to God, no joke. It's a fucking Home Depot ceiling fan for a bedroom. And it's trying to cool down the whole vets, right?
That's ass.
So we get in there. First person I see, I'm like, I text you. I'm like, is Adi O'Leary yet? Adi O'Leary's one of my buddy's kids. He's like my son's age.
Yeah.
You're like, how the fuck did he get down there? And I see him. He's like, the best thing is he's chirped me online all the time, texting me, when are we playing golf? I'm gonna fuck whatever. I see him, like, he's just nothing but respectful when you see him. You know what I mean? He's like, how you doing? Nice to see you. I'm out, whatever. Nicest kid. In the running for Corker of the Year still.
Yeah.
Although Fonz, with his ability to fucking make fun of himself, might be also in the running. We get sat next to this guy. Let me just say one thing about the fights. I've never been a fights guy. Like, I was not growing up going to the fights, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you what the fights has on lock. It's got old dudes with scally caps. We had a guy, Jimmy, sitting next to me, who was just like stock central casting. Like, this guy was born. He's like, you boys going to Lowell tomorrow night? Me and Bobby. I'm like, that's what this guy does. He just goes to the fights. Like, that's his life. You know what I mean? He's got a rolled up newspaper in one hand. He's got a V-neck white T-shirt and a scally cap on and a white beard. And he's just cracking jokes, right?
And he's our next guest.
Now, yeah, let me tell you the other thing the fights have on lock. Fast women. There are so many rocket ship fast broads at the fights. Like, that you're like, this girl would definitely find a way to, like, ruin my life. But, like, it would almost be worth it. You know what I mean? Like, just broads that look like they're just ready to fucking potty. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they will probably do an 8-ball in the car with you and then, like, steal your credit card number. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, you'd be
Sounds
like, in
my
the end,
type
it
of
was...
woman.
In the end, it was kind of worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, right?
They got those broads on lock. Like, I'm like, there's so many fucking fast women around here. You know what I mean?
I feel like Laconia is going on right now, so I feel like Laconia and the fights is like really,
in hand.
really similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just chicks that love
yeah, but you
riding on the
can't
back
have,
of motorcycles.
I'm telling you, that, like Danny said,
I'm nervous walking into either place. A biker
Listen,
bar or the fights. I'm like, man, I might get fucked up.
when
here.
I go into one of those places,
or my life might just get turned completely upside down.
I think I'm prospecting now.
I'm gonna lose it all.
like,
He just walks out with a cut.
Wait a minute, you didn't have a vest on, Danny, before we
He's like,
left.
shut the fuck up. My name's Screws now.
They're like, here you go, kid. Here's your bottom rocker.
Dude, I was dying. And then I'll tell you, we went to me and Bobby got bar pie before. He found a place
Oh, I
through
saw
a buddy.
Harry's or something like that. Yeah.
It was totally pretty good, actually. Which is what bar pie is. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine.
Nothing to write
food,
home about.
something that you ever want to like hang your hat on.
Although
It's upset.
Mohan's, when he brings Linwood, that's top tier for me.
Dude, it was good. It was
Yeah.
really good. Like, and we had beers. Like, dude, this bar we went into, it's called Harry's, free ad. It's like fucking 621, but like just down the South Shore when they serve Baba. You know what I mean? Like
My type of joint.
It was unbelievable. They got Keno. They got like, everybody knows each other. It was just like 621. We ended it at 621, by the way.
I know.
We
He
had
told
one
me
last one there.
He told me to meet you guys there, and I was just already, dude. I'm rewatching Suits right now. What a show!
Yeah?
I fucking love Suits, dude.
What a way
You
to
know
cut
what
off that story, huh?
I've never seen it.
Well, you
Let's
just
talk about an old sitcom.
no.
You know what I mean?
I actually wanted to talk when you started talking about Laconia. Did you see the video of?
The dude dumping his bike?
Yeah, but did you hear the commentary?
No.
That's the best part.
Who dumped their bikes? I'm just
Some random
It
guy was
doesn't
doing a
even-
burnout.
But it
Yeah.
didn't even look like he was burning out.
He was. And the ass end was sliding a little bit. And then all of a sudden he fucking whiskey throttled
He
the
goes
fucking thing. And
16 feet that way.
And he had no leather on.
Doesn't
He had like jeans.
doesn't fucking move. And the guy recording goes, "That's a brand new bike."
Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that.
Didn't care about the guy at all. That was I watched. I was like, did he really just say that? And then I look at the comments. And they're like, yeah, he just said that's a brand new bike. Didn't
Yeah.
care about the guy's head hitting the pavement. It was
Dude, I'll
great.
tell you where they go bike culture is like, I got on a fucking plane to Vegas with my wife. This is like 15 years ago. And we sit, it's a 3-banger row, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh,
And we're
that's
like,
tough.
and I'm in the middle. I always give her the window, you know what I mean? Be a gentleman. Guy sits next to me, decked Hell's Angels, full fucking sleeves, the size of fucking Fitzy, right? Definitely on some performance enhancing fucking supplements, right? And I'm like, here we go. Like, this is my fucking buddy for the ride. You know what I mean? Like,
Hell yeah.
I'm just like, I'm going to be looking at Sky Mall the whole way and like, just shut the fuck up, right? He's like, so I'm like, kind of like fucking like, Jesus, this is a real dude. You know what I mean? And he's like, he looks at me, he goes, hey man, where are you staying in Vegas? And I'm like, oh, we're over at the
come over to my
Rio.
place.
We're over the Rio. He's like, the nicest guy you ever met in your life. He's like, yeah, just go out there and do some riding. But like based on his tattoos, just riding probably wasn't the whole story of like what he was up to, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure.
You done?
Go ahead, yes.
I didn't want to cut you
You
off.
want to talk about Suits?
Nope.
It's a great show, by the way. This program is brought to you by Suits.
No,
It was an immaculate show.
If we're talking about shows, like not to just completely rear off, because I actually have a bike story, which
So
is
do I.
funny. I like all of a sudden fell upon Blacklist on Netflix.
Great show.
Raymond Reddington's a dog.
He's a dog.
Yeah, that is one of the best,
I don't
coolest
think-
shows. I
don't
love
think
shows
you can,
like that.
I don't think you can cast another guy for him.
Oh my
He's
god,
perfect
bro!
for it.
The guy's perfect for it. He's like scary, he's intimidating. Like he's the man.
is a good
though.
show. It's a good
He's
show.
fucking good ass. If it's a great go to sleep, fall asleep with it on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come back to where you like where you left off, and
Yep.
then like just keep going. And
It's
keep
like the
going.
best version of like sick television that's on a major channel.
Like the way that he
know what I
just
mean?
automatically talks to people, he just randomly tells a story about a place in the fucking world that I've never heard of in my life, bro. It's like that time in Sue Lang. I'm like, who the fuck is Sue Lang, bro? Like, what are we talking about? He's like, I was with Jimmy Biscuits and Heather Martini.
He knows every
I'm like,
single criminal.
Jimmy Biscuits and Heather Martini.
I'm sitting there,
That's
I'm like-
the name of this fucking podcast. This episode's called Jimmy Biscuits and Heather
I'm
Martini.
sitting there like with my jaw dropped. Like at 4 a.m, I'm like, what, dude? Like, what? I'm like, if this guy ever interacted with me, like I would be. My heart would stop just straight up off of the conversation. But the bike story, I'm speaking of like bike, my uncle thought that he was like the man and like could ride a bike. And my dad just got this brand new Indian Scout and he like decked it out. This was back when Indian was still around. And I
Yeah.
thought Indian honestly was like one of the cooler ones because everyone had Harleys.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
I thought Indian was kind of like
I thought Indian was actually like fucking
Cooler than it. Yeah, I agree.
way cooler. And I'm not even being biased because my dad had it. I just thought it was like, damn, I don't really see those often. That's for me. That's what I think is kind of like valuable. Guy goes and takes it around the corner. You don't even like, not even 100 feet. You hear, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, my dad is like, dude, pale. I feel so bad because he's like been wanting to talk about the bike. And
Oh, yeah,
here's
he
my
just
bike.
gets it.
Like instead of saying "look at my hog," you're basically saying "look at my bike." Like, look at it, embrace it. Look how big it shines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel like people are with like, motorcycles. They just want to be like, look at my bike. They just want you to talk about
It
their
is. It's
They're
like a
dude,
flex.
is that your bike? Like, yeah, it's my bike, dude. That's my bike. So, anyways, like, my dad, mortified, greatest guy in the world, comes back, dude, the whole side scratched. He dumped the bike. He hit a sand patch. His arms, he's like, I'm bleeding. My dad's like, I'm gonna keep bleeding. Like, you scratched the whole side of my bike? Are you like, my dad's like rubbing the side of his head. I'm like, My dad for the first time. I was gonna lose it, dude. I haven't seen him lose in a minute. All right, let's go. And my dad like just kept his composure. I don't know how I would have like strangled the guy, but yeah, just not even. When I tell you, not even like 3 hours off of the shop, riding it, got completely scraped, but like all one side scraped. See you later.
Dude, I gotta say this about your old man. So I've told this story on the podcast before, but in around Christmas, I texted Al, I'm like, hey, you want to play at Flow Golf? Saturday or whatever, it was like Friday morning, something like that. It was during school vacation. And he's like, yeah. And he knew that like when he came on, he was like, oh, my cousin is Mark Lewis, right? And we're like, oh, like we used to like kind of clown on him a little bit, right? Just his
I had no
videos.
idea. That's awesome. That's great. That's okay. That's cool. That's fair game, bro.
But no, we like whatever. And then I was
As long as you hope my brother doesn't get like a terminal illness, like I'm straight, bro. I'm straight. Because you ask Al.
Actually, it was more like, to be honest, because more people would call in on the voicemail. I think we had mentioned the video. He did a video in Melrose on Gooch Street, and he was like a cooch,
Okay.
but he was calling it Gooch. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, it's called the cooch, like if that's what you're trying to get at. And then a couple of dudes called in. They were saying like whatever. They didn't like his videos. So what does Al do? What's the first thing he does? He invites Marco and your dad,
Nico, yeah.
right? Now I gotta say this. First of all, I met Marco. I'm like, I love the kid immediately. I
Yeah.
fucking love him.
Yeah, my brother's
Every
super
video
nice.
he puts up, I'm like, I love this. I'm like, Marco, keep fucking doing you. I'll tell you right now, you cannot be that kid's hustle. That said, while I love Marco and I love you, I love your dad more than both of you. Your dad is the fucking man, dude.
He's the best,
He's
bro.
like the most level-headed, nicest guy you ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Like he's the smoothest character, like ever.
That's my
he's
superhero,
the
bro.
best fucking guy
He's
I've
the
ever met.
best dude in the world,
He is the
straight
best
up.
dude. Yeah.
It's you know, and I work in the North End, so a lot of the times, like North End culture, like my dad was born there, grew up there, did the whole 9 yards there,
Yeah.
and so, you know, when you're talking to, it's a very small community, believe
Yep.
it or not, and so when you're talking to people and people are like, wow, you look really familiar, like I've grown up here, but like, you know, I said, oh well, my family's from here, you know, they're still up on the street, you know, yada yada yada, and
Yeah.
oh, who's your father? Is always the baseline question in the North End for how we can connect the dots. The next thing after that is the name. But I've noticed that, like, you have to have, like, my dad has, like, a code name almost. Because everybody's, like, all Italian. So
Yeah.
you can't just say Anthony.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's like just saying, like, oh, the white guy.
Jim.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right.
yeah.
My dad's Anthony Paul. And then, like, if you need further, I'll give you the last name. And then that's when everybody, oh, and then, like, they start with my grandmother, my dad's mom, and then work their way down. And my dad's got a solid rep.
Oh,
And they call him the golden boy because my dad never drank, never smoked growing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, you know, then there's me. There's me. I am the one that sticks out like a thorn, like when it comes to all of us. But you know, like my brother like wants to follow my dad's shadow, like per step. You know, my brother's always in the North End with my father, always
Yeah.
at all those, you know, all those clubs, and he loves the feast. I'm complete opposite. I don't care for it at all. Now, mind you, you know, talking about my dad's a great guy. I'll never get sick of hearing people tell me how good my dad
Yeah.
is because I'm with them all the way. You know, that's who I'm striving to be for. And, yeah, just he is.
I saw him
He's
after the golf
he's the
tournament up at Mount Hood, and like I never
Yeah,
do this.
that's when Vinci
I
came over to
never
me.
do this because like I'm not the type of person to go back up to somebody I've met once and be like, "Hey, remember me?" You know what I mean? Like I don't do
Look
that.
at me.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like we've
I know what you
met.
mean.
You know what I mean? Because I hate that feeling of, like somebody not remembering you.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
knew your dad's the man, so like I'm like he'll be fine. Like you just, I'm like, hey, I'm like friends with Al and Nico, and he's like, oh, I remember you. He's like, we played golf. Like he's just like, I'm like, this dude's the man. And I was cocked, right? And I'm like, listen, I just saw an old picture of you the other day, and I'm like, you must have slayed some tail back in the day. You were looking fucking like the man. And he's like, I did well, you know. And I'm like, but like,
Someone just posted a picture.
Me.
I think it was you sitting
Yeah.
on his lap.
Yeah, it's my first haircut.
Handsome fella.
Dude, my dad's a rock. I'm all fucked up. I'm not even close. Like my teeth on a line. You know what I mean? I got fake shits. Like you know what I mean? My dad's got blue eyes, dude. It's like, he had the blue steel look before it even was like a real thing.
You
Dude.
invented
That's
it.
what I say to my brother all the time. And yeah, dude, he's
That's
a great.
one thing
he's a
that's
great
wild
guy.
is the fucking blue eyes with the jet black hair. Now
It's-
he's all white right now.
Yeah.
But he was jet black hair, blue eyes. That's fucking cheat code.
Yeah,
it is a cheat code.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
And he's and the reason why he remembers you is like he's a coach. Like
Yeah,
by
yeah,
heart.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Any
yeah.
person that he's ever coached ever, like we've been out anywhere. Here's another thing about my dad. Anywhere, any good-looking woman more than likely comes up and says hi to my father. And I'm like,
I mean, how do you not?
I'm like,
Dude, you know what it is?
but they know him.
Listen,
But they know him. They're
why
like,
do
oh, hi, Anthony. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like,
Remember me?
like, yeah.
Dude, but you know
I
what
gotta
it
fix
is?
myself all the time, man. Because
Well,
I'm
you know
like,
what it is? Your dad is a very, like, he's like a really, like, easy guy to talk to.
Super,
He's
yeah.
very, very fucking affable. But he also is not, like, he's not, like, a me guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's not, like, he's a coach. Like you said, like, he's like a fucking, he's the best. He's the best.
he's the ultimate
Everybody
team
I've
player.
met in this family, I fucking think is hilarious or ridiculous.
you can tip your cap to I always say tip your cap to my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just how we were raised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and I wouldn't want it.
By the way, what kind of dogs are those that your mother raises?
Shiloh Shepherds. So that's a
Okay.
combination of a giant Alaskan Malamute or an Alaskan Malamute and a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
To create the long hair, but to create
They're huge,
hip
right?
support.
Big dogs, right?
Yeah. The Malamute's going to give that Shepherd hip support because, you know, with Shepherds and like Malinois, you know, when they get older, their hips start to go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's.
By the way, you just fucking coach the entire world.
The
on, like,
entire world.
Fucking Nico will be on the Westminster Dog Show. This
dog
fucking year.
breeding. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if it was the last episode, but you were talking about the dogs, and then he was like, yeah, I was raised around horses my entire life. I'm like, what's happening right now, dude?
Yeah, so when I say like I grew up two different places, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my mom conned my dad into moving to Georgetown to become a farrier.
Yeah.
So my dad was a shoer. My dad went out to Kentucky and he learned how to shoe horses.
Get the fuck out.
No way.
Bro, that's all I watch on TikTok. I swear to God, like people changing horseshoes, putting the gel in it and shit.
He's like the
I'm
Daniel
obsessed.
Day-Lewis. Like, he's like found a new skill.
Yo, and my father is a very meticulous man. So like craftsmanship, like carpentry, that's in our family, that's in our blood.
Yeah.
Construction, right?
Yeah.
Masonry.
My dad like nothing. My dad doesn't do bad work. Like it doesn't exist. So like when it comes to farriers, like, you know, you have to be precise. That's somebody's horse. You got to take care. Like their first priority is their legs. So like where it comes down to is like their feet, their hoofs. You know, my dad could change like the horse's shoes like in minutes.
Yeah.
You get them
You
strapped
ever
up
see
and
those? You ever see those up?
I have.
kick
Andy.
them up, scrape.
It looks like it
Ping,
hurts.
ping, ping.
I know.
Yes. Yeah, but apparently it
There's
doesn't.
no nerve endings.
Yes,
Yeah. So
apparently
they're just grinding that shit out,
Yeah.
grinding,
And then they
taking
put
all their shit
fucking-
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flooring nails into the fucking
Right in.
Flooring nails.
Yeah, it's
flooring
wild.
nails,
Yeah.
bro. They were
That's
flooring
insane.
nails.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen those videos?
No.
They're
They're
dude,
fucking sick.
Yeah.
I
I'm in a
can't
different
explain-
algorithm.
Yeah. shit.
You know what?
Me too. Me too. Me
Big
too.
cans and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Latinas. That's it. That's it.
I mean, that's all I got too.
That's it.
But then every once in a while, I think, you know,
We
they
mix
people-
it. Okay.
Yeah,
We mix
but,
it. Fairy
You
video.
know,
All right.
some will talk about, you know, my upbringing. I grew up around horse tracks or whatever, and all of a sudden I get these fucking hoofs at me, and I'm on this shit. I'm just watching some guy change a fucking horseshoe. It's incredible.
My dad did that. So they went up there. My mom really wanted to do the whole, you know, horseback training thing and dog breeding lifestyle. That's what I grew up with. And then that's when I was telling you, honestly, I grew up with three horses I can remember. I mean, there's pictures of it too. It's like me and Marco were always around the stable. We had goats, we had rabbits, we had chickens, we had ducks.
Just real
It's
city
like-
shit.
So weird.
just like complete not city shit, you know. And but I grew up with border collies, so that's just kind of like how we grew up in
I
Georgetown.
gotta say that
Lassie.
What is it?
Like Lassie.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Lassie, like Babe,
Yeah.
but like not the whole farm.
Babe
Now
the pig?
my mom's got that. Yeah, I want a pig, bro. I want a pig. I
Yeah.
mean, my mom needs to get a pig, but apparently it's like illegal in New Hampshire or whatever.
Babe was a sick movie.
Sick. Babe was a great movie.
Yeah.
That's a classical movie I always watched like in grade school, and I'm glad my parents put me onto that movie. It is kind of sad.
That'll
but
do, pig.
Yeah. Such a great one.
I say that to every
whore you ever met.
to every girl. Yeah, like that'll do, pig. That'll do. Like
After you give them the best minute and a half of their life,
I
you're
don't
like,
even know if
that'll
you get
do,
there.
pig.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That's
by the way, all right, listen. So let me give the backstory. But I was gonna say real quick, I love I'm a Bad Brain. It's my favorite podcast.
Brainiac.
Thank
I'm
you,
a
bro.
Brainiac. I'm a Sneaky Neek. I'm a fucking Relax Gaetano, and I'm a fucking Bonehead. Even though he's on departure from the show right now.
That's it.
That's all right though. He's on Cinema Showcase coming back
It's
this
on
week.
Cinema Showcase. It's on Cinema Showcase in
But not
Castle
cozy.
Island. You can find him out. He's with Spalding.
When you would tell the story about how Mako can he has unbelievable recall for geography and shit that when people would take a tour of their
Random shit.
grade school,
Yeah.
they had this big map, rug map, in front of the school, and they would call Mako down to be like, hey, bring down the fucking Einstein. And like Mako would be like, yep,
Do that
that's
thing you
fucking
do.
Guam. Like basically like the capital of Guam is, and their biggest like product is like, and he would be able to just rattle it out.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because
Because it's kind of like paranoid schizophrenic.
no, I'm saying like, no, what I'm saying is that like, I think to be good at social media, you got to be like, kind of like just very focused in like a weird way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
even doing
you
the town
gotta be
stuff.
able to like just put shit out, and not need immediate gratification right at the start.
Yeah.
Eventually, I bet everybody gets caught up with the numbers, right? Like eventually, right?
yeah.
But like at the beginning, you got to be able to just be like, hey, I'm putting this out there, and like fucking 10 people are gonna see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
eventually, you hopefully. You get
100
more, you get
people,
more,
yeah.
100 people, and
Yeah,
then it gets,
yeah.
you know, now you got Marco's got like what, a couple 100,000 people watching the shit, right?
Yeah, it's nuts.
So like, but I thought that was a hilarious story because I'm like, you know who was never the kid they called down to be like, hey, a new guest is coming, like get Brendan Ahern down here to like fucking tell him about the rug in the front hall, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they weren't calling Nico. I'll tell you that. You know what they were calling me for? I got called out of every class to go learn how to read. So, like, I was in the marble in the jar class. You know what I mean? And do not come to gym class. I would be, like, insubordinate, and to the point where someone had to come and physically grab my arm and take me. Because I was lethal in gym class. Like, I'm a top 2, top 3 pick, like, without a doubt. Right? So, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Oh, dude, I want to make a fucking t-shirt.
I just know how-
I want to make a t-shirt of Nico says top 2 or 3 pick in gym class.
gym
yeah,
class.
man, like it was non-debatable. That's just what it was. Depending on whatever we were doing, I was it. So, and that's what I love to do. But of course, get overly sweaty and not have anything else to do in school. That was me. Usually, I would breathe and I would just start beating sweat. So like that 30 minutes that everybody would go into like the cafeteria. But yeah, I got called all the time out of art class, which I did also like too. Art class and gym class, so usually was where I got called and I was got put in a classroom with like 4 other kids that honestly couldn't even see straight, and we all had to like popcorn read a fucking Cow Jump Over the Moon book, and it was ugly. And it was
Georgetown.
it's scarring.
All right, so we got to go back in time a little bit again.
Yeah.
Because this is for people who watch the podcast and pay attention to it, and probably also now watch Bad Brain. We've talked about this, but it bears repeating for anybody that's newer to the show. So we met Al, right, through, I was just seeing Al's videos, and I'm like, this kid's fucking hilarious. So I just mentioned it randomly on the show. Danny's like, dude, I'm coaching football with him. I can get him on like next week.
Yeah.
So he comes on, we all become friends, whatever. And then he's going through his phone one night, and he's going through old reels, and he realizes that there's a reel with you and Danny in it from the
11?
No, 18 or 20,
No,
2020.
Most recent one.
No, because
Not
we
most.
lost.
I'm sorry, not most recent
So
one. 'cause we won.
2017. I'm sorry. No, what am I talking
No,
about?
2022?
2022.
2021?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly. Because the
Yeah.
podcast was started. Danny's wearing a classy
Yes.
original
Yes.
PTZ shirt. And like I had seen the video, which I loved, which is where Danny says like, you get a big ass dick or not. And you're just like, yeah, you're like, yeah. What do you say? Like, honestly.
Honestly, yeah, that's what. Now going back because we had to redo the video at the tournament, we watched it and I was like, I just take a step back and I'm like, honestly,
This kid's right.
yeah,
This kid's got a
yeah,
point.
I'm like, yeah, it was.
So I
The
wonder-
fact that that happened and then we only discovered it after we all met is the best part of it.
I think the best part about it is Al like texted us. He goes, boys, we have a discovery.
Yeah.
And he just puts the video out there and I go, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Like, how did this fucking happen?
Yeah.
But
It
dude,
was such an organic moment, and your reaction was
it makes the video. I mean, the fact that
First
I'm
off,
hammered.
your answer
was
spot on.
outstanding.
And then your reaction to the answer was fucking unbelievable.
First of all, like I listened to you talking about it on Bad Brain, but you're like, when you do a man on the street stuff, it's like if you get somebody who's like a hot shit, like it's like you're like, oh, I got a live one, right?
Yeah.
It's like you just walk into Danny, it's like,
I knew it. I knew it like within a second.
I was walking
Like
by myself.
I'm an idiot. Like I straight up, like I don't got a lot going on up there. Like, but like my common knowledge of like people and
how
interaction,
it
like
is.
is
Yeah,
how
yeah,
I pride
yeah.
myself. Like, thank God I have that, or I deadass I'd probably be in a loony bin. As soon as I had stopped Danny. And I could see it in his eyes. Like, I could just, you know what I mean? Like,
which is wild because I was seeing through you.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, you would just, I knew I had somebody that, like, was about to give me, like, great energy and like was not all there, which is exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I didn't want somebody that was too serious. I didn't like. I had people. If you go back and look at some of the videos, like I had people that like worshiping God and all that. Like, no, I needed somebody that was like a little fucking out of their mind and like passionate and had a lot of energy and like, you know, I didn't want to pull. I wanted somebody to just basically do it.
Yes.
Let me ask the question. Like, give me something that like I don't have to even say anything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he did that like 10 out of 10. That would have gotten like a golden beeper sound on like America's Got Talent. He's going right through to the next round. Like, here, put him to Hollywood. Like that was it. Like that's why you do man on the street shit. That's like we had a moment where it's like 2AT. You know what I mean? I
like you're paying for gold. Like you don't know. Like sometimes you're gonna get it,
bro. A lot of that, Brendan. Like a lot of being out there. Like it was a lot of sappy stuff. I did happen to get another good clip earlier before I actually met Danny in that same day. A girl walks by and I'm asking like, hey, who's the most attractive Celtic? Like, who would you date on the Celtics? Who's the most attractive Celtic? And the girl's like, Grant Williams. And automatically I was like, Grant Williams? I was like, he's built like a Lego. And it got like 200,000 views and like a ton of like, but that's automatically in my head. I just literally thought of a Lego made person that looks just like Grant Williams.
Yeah.
He looked like a box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's dead ugly. Despite the fact that
he's not my pick either, Nico.
Yeah, he's definitely not, that's not my first pick, but by all means, whatever. And that was great though.
Because you obviously thought she was going for Jason Tatum, right?
You think they're going for Tatum, they're going for Brown.
Yeah.
I don't know if Peyton Pritchard was there. If they like the white boys,
Yeah.
they're gonna go with Peyton Pritchard. You know, someone that's like doesn't look like a piece of shit, or like doesn't look like, you know, like an ogre. He looks like an ogre. Like, you know, like, so I'm like, God damn, like, you know, help him out. Not like I'm any better, but like, you know, it's hard but
yeah, I'm pretty sure if I'm asking like who pick out all the best looking podcasters who don't have over 4,000 followers on Instagram, like I'm not gonna be the top pick of like what people want to fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to work for it. You know, like that's how it is. You know,
I have to work my way into the numbers.
Oh, dude, I gotta get the algorithm.
You're like a college playoff fringe team, just looking a way to get in.
Yeah, the math
You're like,
school.
all right, we're doing the math now. Let's just look at the sheet real quick.
Yeah,
Let's
like,
just
the
do
kid's
this
got
math.
good numbers, but he's in a shitty league. You know what I mean? Like,
It's not going to pan out in the bigs.
Yeah, you're like, you know, he's really producing for that team, but they're not really doing shit. So,
all right, so here's one thing I want to talk about real quick. And by the way, before you came on, Fitzy's like, "What are we gonna talk about with Nico?" I'm like, "We're gonna need to have anything." I'm
We're
like,
just gonna roll
it's like
it
throwing a fucking, it's like throwing the fucking, it's throwing like a saddle just on like a golden horse. It's just gonna ride itself into the sunset, right?
I
Like,
do that.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
I have like
so
a weird.
I'm sitting there this morning,
was all right.
waking up, like looking at my phone, and I'm like, this, you know, Trump bombs the fuck out of Iran, right? And it's called the Midnight Hammer, right? And I'm like, I mean, there's never been a better term. Like last night, legitimately, I tried to give Maggie the Midnight Hammer, and she was like, I was rebuffed. You know what I mean? Like she's like, I'm not in the mood. Like the Midnight Hammer is
All right,
just
cool.
a
So
term.
that happens still. All right, that's good to know. All right, good. It's not just me.
Yeah, it's not just you. Yeah, but like, dude, the Midnight Hammer is the best thing in the world because it's like now I'm just gonna be like, oh, she loves the Midnight Hammer. You know what I mean? You know, like, oh, you'd be like, dude, you know that guy? I heard his wife gives him the Midnight Hammer.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like he likes it that way. You know?
Iran, if you go back, you know, and I'm just talking to some of my boys, and I'm not like really tuned in, but obviously I know what's going on. They like memed themselves like throughout this whole war. It's crazy. They're like getting ready for tonight's show.
They're like tweeting.
Yeah, they're like actively tweeting.
Yeah.
Like they're like getting ready for tonight's show, and it's each truck coming out with like a missile on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, then they showed like the power plant that they like shut down. They're like oil refinery, blah 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 blah, shut down due to the missiles that we launched. Like ... That's what we do. I'm like, what, dude? Like, what? This is what's
Like,
going
who's
on.
running this
I'm like,
account?
who's
Yeah.
running this
Yeah.
account? Me?
13-year-old
Dude,
dude.
I heard
Like, is Relax Tano running the Iran military Twitter right now?
I heard it was. I
he's
heard it was Run
outsourced it.
Forrest. He was getting $1,500 a month to run. the
Oh
fucking,
my God! Yeah, he
social
probably
media.
was.
Yeah.
He probably gave him a discounted rate.
Imagine if you saw like that Iran account. It's just like, how are ya?
Yeah.
Fucking Justin's
Yeah,
running the
like,
Iran
Justin-
account.
Justin's getting
Justin's
around.
doing the fucking account again. Here we go. He's replying to people in first person like, "Yep, that's Justin."
It'd be
There he
unbelievable
goes.
because
All right.
now Marco's like doing social media coaching, so it'd be unbelievable. If, like he's like big first customers like Iran. He's like, listen, listen, bro. He's like, here's what you gotta do first, okay? You gotta show up at a Flow Golf, all right?
You gotta connect.
You gotta
find a way to
videos.
connect
You
with your
gotta do some
people. You
videos.
gotta put more videos out there. You gotta do more videos. You gotta have more dedication.
By the way, you've been putting out more content lately. I pay attention.
We got to talk about the scoop.
Yeah. That's my new thing.
Listen, so here's the thing.
That's my new thing.
I got a couple questions for you.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
we've been fucking flying right now. And so it's like, it's hard for me to reel it in. Couple things that I want to get on paper here or on tape. What's your old McDonald's order before you lost a bunch of weight again?
All right.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah. 2 McDoubles with cheese and ketchup only. 2 McChickens with add cheese, no lettuce. A medium fry. 2 McFlurries. 1 M&M with Oreo, add hot fudge. The other one, Oreo, add M&M, add hot fudge, and a 10-piece nugget. And,
That is an $80 order today.
Potentially an orange soda if I didn't have like Pepsi Zero in my fridge. I would eat that at 3 in the morning.
That's a lot of calories.
Could you eat that whole thing?
That's a lot of calories.
Could you eat that whole thing?
Yeah.
Drunk?
No, sober.
Just sober? Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
50-50.
A little bit, I'm a little bit influenced, but
Because right now you've been putting to death more. Like the Keebler Elf Union is like fighting for life right now because Nico is wiping them off the planet. Like you put a thing up the other day where you're like, I just fucking another Keebler Elf fucking run like done.
I had
like,
3 whole containers in 36 hours. I ate them all.
What do you
I love them.
What do you get? The EL fudge?
The regulars?
Double stuff.
Hell yeah.
Don't ever give me regular.
Regulars for losers.
No, I'm serious. Like, it just now pissed me off. It's like, because I know that there's a better option, so why are you going to give
Yeah,
me
why
that?
do you even have it?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
why?
like a
I
double
don't know
stuffed
why
Oreo.
See,
Oreos.
that's what I disagree on.
Oreos original stuff. I have no idea why they're still made.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
why
I
you
agree
make
with you.
thins. Who the fuck cares? No one cares. Like if you're like, oh, you can
Oreo
have, you can have an
thins.
Oreo
Those are for
thins. Like,
losers.
Yeah,
dude,
no,
just have a
thins are-
double stuffed Oreo. Stop being a weirdo. Like, what are you like? What's
I do
wrong with
prefer regular Oreos over double stuff. I think it's too much creme.
Creme.
Yeah, well, yo.
Oh, I like a double stuff.
That's
Double
just,
stuff
that's just
all
what
day.
it is. I mean, it's just a weird thing to me. I mean, that's like.
I also eat frozen French fries, Nico.
What?
I got nothing on that.
Oh yeah, that's right. You eat out of the freezer?
Yeah, no problem. No
Okay.
problem. And then
That's
if they're
something.
seasoned, oh, what a party.
I don't even know what the hell that even means. So when you season a frozen French fry, so
you know
is
you-
it previously seasoned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what like TGI Friday curl like French
Yes,
fries?
yes.
Oh, all right.
Yep. So you
I'm not
open that
saying
right
like
up.
that's still good. That's
Open that right up
disgusting,
from the
but
freezer, get right in there. Quick little snack, no problem.
That's crazy.
So what's
That's-
the? Let me ask you this real
Cold
quick.
potato fits.
So that was
Jar of
that's the order,
mushrooms.
right? That was the old school
That's
order,
my
right?
old McDonald's
But you're a
order.
big ice cream guy, right?
Yeah, I love ice
So-
cream more than 85% of the people I know.
I fucking love ice cream too.
That's my fun fact.
It's like that's my favorite dessert is ice cream. My go-to order
Okay.
is like on Sundays once in a while we'll go to Socks. You know Socks and Saugus.
I'm aware. Yeah.
We'll get a stack. I'll get a stack of chocolate soft serve with peanut butter cups with hot fudge. I mean, just you could bury me in that thing, like, and I'd be very
Soft
happy.
serve, huh?
Just for that
I'm a
one
soft
order.
serve guy.
Thank
Really?
You. Thank you, Fitz.
Well, listen,
I'm not a
if
soft serve.
that's the
Soft
only
serve
time I ever get it is with that order.
Okay.
Otherwise, I go moose tracks, hot fudge, a little bit of whipped cream on there. You know what I mean? I'm not a cherry guy. Like I'm all set. I don't
Yeah,
need the
again,
fucking
another
decoration.
thing with thin
Keep the
Oreos and
produce
cherries,
at home.
like, fucking get
yeah,
them
keep
outta
the
here.
produce
Like,
at
no
home.
one
You know what I mean?
cares.
Yeah, I don't need a
absolutely.
cherry.
I don't need
I
the
do
fruit.
not. No one asked for cherries. So
Yeah.
it's like-
Not a maraschino cherry guy?
So Nico just started the scoop,
The scoop.
and
I did.
it's on NL94 __.
Yes, yeah.
On
So
Instagram?
it's gonna be my personal. It's gonna be my personal thing for right now. If I can make an own handle for it, I will. I just feel like sometimes that complicates a lot of things.
I agree with you. You try to do
just
something
keep-
different.
I
fuck
truly,
it up.
I don't need to like in this. It's my. I don't need to have like separate own pages for stuff right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I could even
I
kept.
have 3, and I have a combined like 600 followers. Because I keep just making new ones and abandoning the old ones.
You guys got a new one called
That's
Nits.
crazy. That's great. Yeah, you guys, it's not Nitsy, and that's just gonna be like a funny ass one. It's gonna be all fucking.
I'm gonna
weird.
do Nitsy and just start doing ice cream reviews to
that-
compete
yeah,
with you.
So you had Melfobs, right, in Wakefield?
Yeah, that
So-
was. So I went there. We did Father's Day, and then they were like, "We want to go." My youngest sister, sweetest thing in the world. She was like, "I want to go for ice cream," and she hit me with the you never come, and I was like, you know what? all right, you got me.
Yeah,
I'm a family guy. I stand on that. So if I'm gonna stand on something like that, and I could tell like my presence was definitely like wanted a little bit more, which is great. Which is
great.
Cool.
That's what you want.
One of my biggest honors is being a bigger brother. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, where you want to go, Sophia? You tell me. And she was like, well, we're gonna go to Melthab in Wakefield. Never been.
Yeah.
And that was my experience there, and it was awesome.
People go nuts for the place.
So this is where I was getting with this.
Yeah.
Melthab's, great ice cream.
Unbelievable.
And
Homemade.
now they had like a family rift. Do you know about this?
No, not at all.
So one of the daughters or sons of like the people who started it, they didn't like the direction of the company.
Wow.
And they opened this place called Cal's Creamery in Reading.
Oh, baby, we talked about that.
And they took all the recipes and everything.
Wow.
So now I was gonna say,
crazy.
so now I go to Cal's Creamery a lot,
Okay.
and it's fire.
Okay, I gotta go.
So
I
now
appreciate
you've
that.
had Melthabs,
Yes.
and now you got to go to Cal's and be like, you got to research the backstory because I don't know the whole backstory.
I definitely want to because I definitely want to start doing like established in. This is kind of giving a little.
Right when I saw your first episode, I was like, he's got to go to Cal's and he's got to research the family history and see what went wrong and what. So now Cal's is thriving because Danny's seen it. They have Cal's brick oven pizza.
Wow.
So they're like
my
expanding
God.
already.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This was like in the last maybe 2 or 3 years.
Listen, don't confuse the brand right now. We're on Scoops, all right? Like
the scoop.
But that's what
the scoop he's saying though
Scoop.
for
But that's what I'm saying.
It'd be
For
a
an
great.
idea to go after
it'd be a
you go
great-
to Melthabs first,
Yeah.
the next logical step is to go to Reading to go to Cal's.
Cal's. Yeah.
Just get the fight started again between the family.
Yeah, just I'm just gonna. All right, guys, I'm at Cal's. My whole main point is to not try that. I'm trying to reignite this family fire. I honestly, I'm just going in there and I'm just like, they're like, all right, what can we get for you? So, do you guys want to comment on the fact that just like go in
stole
there?
the recipe?
You guys should
Melthabs. You guys
should
know those
send-
people.
You guys should send bunker busters to Melthabs.
Yeah. That'd be good.
So listen, I can promise you this: every Scoops episode, the Scoop episode, we will share that on our page.
I appreciate that.
Because I fucking, first of all, I love food videos no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we had what did you eat today, sir, on? Mike?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah,
we
he's
went
the
to high
best.
school together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He lived right up the street from where I lived underneath Al.
Yeah.
The whole time that I went to Revere High. Me and Al literally lived in the same house. That's so funny.
insane. And Justin?
For like 3 years. Yeah, and Justin. Yeah. And yeah, crazy boys. Like crazy. That's crazy. When I tell you growing up Italian, it was wild. But yeah, we went to school together. So yeah. Yeah.
You know what? So, what's your favorite ice cream place, though, if you have to fucking, like, if you right now, like, within, like, some distance of your house that, like, you can get to?
Putnam Pantry.
Ooh.
Pot and pantry rules.
Is that strictly nostalgic, or is that just because you think it's fire ice cream?
I think it's a little mix of both.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
I always remember it.
Dude,
we
going
went
to
there-
Putnam Pantry was like being like, you're also going to Canby Lake Park in a week and you're like, I just came my pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right?
that combo
I mean-
right there is like, listen,
And
like
we
you
did,
got
and
fucking,
we did Cedardale Camp a lot over in like Andover.
Groveland,
Oh, yeah,
baby.
yeah,
Groveland,
Groveland,
yeah, we
baby.
talked about that. Yeah. So
Finger
like,
blast
yeah,
the
I
city.
had
Finger
to-
in fucking in the pools, baby.
That's right. In the pools. That's right. How can I forget about that? Yeah. So like exactly to your point, a lot of time we did a lot of baseball at extra innings.
Yeah.
Which also played a huge role in it. And again, growing up in Georgetown, we could. It was there. It was present. So I don't know. It's something about going in there, man. And I believe they're homemade as well, which is like the best thing in the world.
Yes.
It's very old school, and I
So-
love it. It is really when you get the expression like you're like a kid in the candy store.
That's it.
That's it,
Dude, it's like,
that's
it's-
me. In my opinion, that's it. Like
So we're going up in 2 weeks. We go to Ocean Park in Maine for vacation every year, and it's like old school, like little area. There's like an ice cream place, right?
Yeah.
My son only gets one banana split a year, and he gets it at this shop on the first night of the time. So like those things when you're a kid are so important. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm going to fucking Putnam Pantry. I'm gonna dip my fucking spoon in the marshmallow fucking pit, and I'm gonna fucking make this sundae, and nobody's gonna fucking say shit about it. You know what I mean?
No one can tell me how much hot fudge I can pour on my sundae.
Nobody can tell you
don't.
shit.
And
You
if
know
you
what I mean?
do, I'm probably gonna fist fight you. Like we're gonna exchange. I'll be the first ever person in Putnam Pantry to exchange words with somebody.
I agree.
There's probably been not one hostile act done in that
Ever.
place, which it should never. It's a sanctuary. I
It's a
look at
church.
that. Yeah, it is like a church. Like that place is my temple. If anyone is there, any disturbance, if I ever hear
Call
there's any
Nico.
disturbance, yeah. Don't put the sneak sign in the air. I'll be there. Like I'll be there for Putnam Pantry. I will die on that hill.
My daughter just had her first season of flag football. She's 7.
Yes.
So
That's pretty awesome.
She played up with like 10-year-olds. So she was by far, she's the littlest 7-year-old. Never mind playing with 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
They win the whole thing. The coach tells me, he goes, hey, we're going up to Putnam Pantry. And I go, buddy, I don't think you understand what you just did to my fucking kid. So he tells me, now we're the same age. He goes, hey, get whatever you want. It's on me. Now I'm like, buddy, now we're pals.
Yeah.
But the last time I was in there, had to have been 10 years. But before that, I was a kid. And I just remember every single employee was old as fuck.
Oh yeah. They're like
Not the kid-
1,000.
1,000 years old.
Like literally, it was like the fucking. It was like
Did they get bought out?
I have no idea. It'd be really
This
cool.
would be
to maybe-
another good-
It'd be really cool.
The
This
scoop.
again, like when I do these things, like I'm gonna make sure that I kind of like fact check myself because I do want to let people know like a little bit about.
I think it's good. Yeah.
That's kind of like my whole thing. Remember, I said like my best insights and my best like kind of story behind where you can get the best ice cream. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And it's hard. It's gonna be very hard for me to like starting at Meltdowns was like super like what a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because it was so
That good, yeah.
It was really good. Like it was great ice cream and all that. But back to the point of when I go to these places, I'm not looking for like no handout. I'm literally coming base straight up out of here. Like I love
Yeah.
ice cream. Like, and you mentioned
my favorite dessert, too.
You mentioned starting to make more videos. You've seen like as I've kind of
yeah,
like
been
turned, I've
way
turned,
more
I've, I've
stuff,
turned it
yeah.
up a little bit, and that's what I love to do. And I'm not gonna. I would be an idiot to not
always been-
take a chance on like going there and potentially having people from New York reach out to me or somewhere down in Rhode Island or somewhere up in Maine or New Hampshire. Like
Yeah.
I passed by this old place in New Hampshire, Conway's Ice Cream, all the time going up to my mom's house. I know for a fact the next time I go up there, I'm stopping by there and I'm gonna make sure I do. It's like an old, it's all wood.
Yeah, that's
you
right,
have to
fucking
walk
money.
up. It's all one floor and it's all extended like a Richardson's kind of.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this is all day long. Like Magoo's or something like that. It's called. Wait until you guys see it. It's so funny. But I'm like, I don't know. Like for me, for some reason, like people should know about these places.
I totally agree.
You know what I mean? Like you.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a dying thing, right? It's like that's why it's funny when we go to Dairy Queen once in a while, like up in Maine. Maggie will go like she likes Dairy Queen because she's a child. But like
love
Dairy Queen's fine, but like
It is.
you know what I mean? It's good.
The cookie dough blizzards are like they don't. The one thing that gets me hot about Dairy Queen is like they don't skimp you at all.
They
Like,
don't.
That,
No,
that's-
they
so
deliver.
It's like
They deliver.
It's fat bags
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah,
But I feel like you got to find like the old school places in they're all over the place.
all right. But what I'm saying is, I want to collab on socks. I want to go to socks, but I'm not gonna get Stacker. If I'm going with you, I'm getting the Moose Tracks. That's my favorite thing there.
Yeah, that'd be my only stipend.
That's what I'm saying.
In the collab is like
Yeah, I'm
you
not
get
doing soft
actual
serve.
ice cream with me.
No soft
Yeah,
serve.
That's right, no soft
yeah,
serve.
Yeah.
So
Crazy
when
that you don't like
my
soft serve.
my grandmother,
I do because sorry to interrupt you, but
No, go
on
ahead.
Kelly's on the beach.
Yep. Kel's
Okay,
Cream,
Kel's
baby.
Cream.
yeah,
Okay. Kel's Cream, I'm pretty sure, does not do hot ice cream. They only do soft
Soft
serve.
serve, yep.
Yeah.
And they only serve real chocolate jimmies.
Right.
Those are like the hard, snappy ones.
Yeah.
I will get a twist from there if like I'm stage 4 and like I can't, there's nothing I can do and I'm immobilized. Like I will have a twist. Has to be a twist.
twist
Or,
is the
just
best.
or just chocolate. Because if you're just eating vanilla soft serve, it's
You're
like,
a loser.
You're gonna probably do something like a mass, a bad thing is gonna happen.
Mass killing.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, I don't want to get flagged, but like something bad's gonna happen. If you tell me you just get like vanilla soft serve and chocolate jimmies on ice cream, like bro, I don't fuck with
Dude,
you.
let me tell you
I
what.
don't like,
I'll tell you what.
I don't fuck with you. Like I don't like you. Like I don't want you near me. I don't want you at my
You-
family parties.
You get
like,
vanilla soft serve. Check your web history.
Yeah,
'Cause I'll
let's
tell you
see
right
it,
now,
bro.
like this guy's up to something.
Or your
It's not
face,
good.
or your face is on a local town billboard. Like stay away from
Already.
the school
You're
zone,
already in the
500
post
feet.
office.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but these places exist. So if you build this up, in people are going to recommend places. So like,
Which I love, yeah.
Already, I have a place for you.
Thank you.
It's in Westwood, Mass.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's like kinda west.
southwest.
West, like Westwood.
Yeah, west. It's called the Bubbling Brook. and they've been there for fucking years.
Okay.
And we used to go there when we went up to my grandmother's cottage for fucking, as we were kids, all summer long.
Cool.
Like going to and from, we would hit Bubbling Brook. And their fraps, unbelievable.
Yeah.
See, I
Sherbet.
never could get a frap because I feel like I'm cheating the ice cream.
Marco was a ginormous frap guy. He would always get at Richardson's. He would always get a Toll House cookie dough and a coffee Cool brownie frap. I know it. Like I'm like.
But here's the thing for me, I'm like, why would I get? I've gotten fraps before. What I'm saying is like, why am I gonna get a frap? You know the last time I got a frap was? I had to fucking get my tooth yanked out of my mouth so I couldn't actually like fucking put any pressure on it.
Yeah.
So I could only have a frap.
Gotta be careful with dry
I
socket with that.
I want to fucking have
Sucking on a straw.
Yeah, I want to have a fucking. Give me the fucking spoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had to do it.
Look at that.
I had to do it. I lost my teeth, bro, and I had to. My mom was like, "Oh, you can have like soup ice cream." I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is so terrible."
What happened? The toughest kid in Groveland fucked you up?
That would have been better. That would have been a better. That would have been a better efforting story. But I was playing. I wanted to go to this girl that I had a huge crush on. 8th grade graduation was about to happen. We had the next. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How times have changed.
Yeah. And redhead. Like, dude, this is
Hell yeah.
totally. It's like Fitzy with just like long hair. All right, so that was just like nice knocks. Played soccer.
Just like Fitzy.
Great Fitzy with long hair, no joke. Just
Same
like,
size tits.
and same height too. Same shit. Like all of 6'6". You know? Yeah, absolutely. Climbing. But anyway, she was throwing a pool party. The next day, we had a trip to go to Cedardale.
Yep.
To, the whole day, the whole 9 yards. That was our 8th grade trip. I'm pedaling my bike. I rode my bike around Georgetown everywhere, and I felt like the man.
That's kind of how you have to get around, right?
It is. Because
horse and monkey.
my parents were non-existent growing up, but no, I'm kidding. But they really were not the parents to ever give you a ride anywhere.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, you have your bike? Is it raining? All right. So like, what's the problem? And I'm like,
yeah.
all right, but I became like very independent off of that.
That's good, though.
I put my
Yeah.
iPod in, and I knew the whole town like the back of my hand. So I
Yeah.
was like, dude, like I feel like Jax Teller. I didn't know about Jax Teller, but I was basically Jax Teller, right? That's how
Nico basically is Jack Teller.
That's basically how I visioned myself riding around on my bike. You know what I mean? With my custom lids hats on, and, studded belts and shit, my Etnies shoes. And I was like, dude, my prick's huge. So, I have chromies on my bike. You see this shit? They're skulls with red gemstones. You got that, Georgetown boy? No, you don't, because I stole those off of somebody in Ravine. You idiot. So, anyways, my dad calls me. And he's like, Neek, what you doing? I'm like, you know where I'm going? I'm going to Jamie's like end of the year beach party. Like, I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's gonna be girls, bikinis. I'm juiced up. I'm already hot. And he's like, well, that's great. Too bad you're not going. And I'm like, why am I not going? Like, am I missing something? He's like, yeah, your brother feels under the weather, so he's not going to be able to play in the baseball game. So you got to play up. I'm like, I don't want to play up.
Coach.
I'm like, I play up.
Coach.
I play up, Dad.
This is the only
all
knock your
time.
dad's ever taken
I said,
about him.
he's like, so talk to my dad. We're going back and forth about that because I played up all the time. I was fortunate enough where I was skilled enough that I played with my brother all the time. So my dad's like, you just never want to get better.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, Dad, come on, don't hit me with that. I'm like, I always try when I go and I give my best effort. He's like, no, it's all right. I'll tell the coaches just never ever think about calling you to play for the upper team. They'll call all the other kids though. All the other kids, you know all the other kids, and then like how Amon Ross St. Brown. He's like, he has that list of wide
All the
receivers.
kids
My
pick
dad's
before
like,
him?
boom, boom, and started to hit me with all the kids I compete with in the town, like to be the best. And he's hitting me, and I'm like, fine. You want me to play? Fine, I'm doing it. Like you want me to take your test? Bet, I'm taking it. Like,
You a lefty?
Don't challenge. Yes, I throw righty, but I bat lefty.
I know where the story's going.
Okay, yeah. So I'm like, well, I'll tell you, I play second base. So my dad's not even there. We had a ritual.
That's the best part so far.
Ready? So
You gotta go. I'll be at the racetrack.
Me and Marco have a ritual before every baseball game. All right, Marco would have a Twix and an orange vitamin water. I would have a large water, like a whole liter water, probably a Smart Water or something of that descent, and a King Cup Reese's, a double one, like the big That's my favorite snack in the whole world.
I fucking love a King Cup.
It's got to be 2 though. If you like, again, this is like a
Yeah,
thing.
if you go
just give me the
single,
single
yeah.
one, I'm gonna throw it.
Yeah.
My chef walked into Wicked on a Sunday, like before he left. He's like, "Thought this about them." I grabbed it. I said, "Just threw it in the trash. So don't ever disrespect me like that." I take 2, bro. I take 2. And he's like, "You're serious?"
I'm a double
like,
guy.
I'm like, we come strapped with 2.
Yeah.
Don't ever show up with 1 again. Anyhow, that's what we got. Like that was my thing.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, "All right, I'm gonna pick that up for you. Just go to the game, like do your best, like have fun." All right. No, first batter gets walked. I'm at second base. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I could be staring at tits right now, dude. Like this is fucking.
How old are you, by
crazy.
the way?
I'm about to graduate, so 13.
yeah.
I'm the one of the oldest in my grade. My birthday's in October. I should have been the class ahead of me. I should have graduated in 2012. I graduated in 2013.
Yeah.
I was not held back in any grades, by the way, which is remarkable.
Just put that on the
my
record.
father must have paid off so many people. Guy's on first. The shortstop looks at me and gives me a sign behind his glove. To you. Like, he opens his mouth, like, for you, and said me would be close. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. All right, whatever, dude. Catcher, absolute hose. Kid goes on the first pitch. Now, I'm looking at it, and I always snap tag. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I was pretty good at baseball.
Yeah.
As soon as I turn, I'm like, I don't have the ball. Bang. Hits me. My front tooth and the one next to it together. Bro, whole root, I've never seen teeth this big.
Yeah.
They're this big.
Oh. Whole root came out.
Bro, blood is spewing. Like, when we talk about Greg Milachuk getting his throat cut open, there was half the amount of blood spewing out of my face, and everyone is screaming. No one's helping me. Everyone's just fucking screaming. Now I'm like, you know that feeling when you get hit in the nose and you know a bloody nose is coming, the stars, the water starts to go.
Yeah.
I got hit right here, like
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
It gave me 35 stitches all underneath here.
Oh.
Gum replacement. All right, and then I had to have a bracket. That's where I'm all the 6 of my teeth up here were all fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, and I found my teeth where the outfield meet the infield, grass
Oh.
behind second base.
Oh.
So they flew approximately like almost 10 feet behind me. My
Jesus.
center fielder came in and picked them up,
What a nice guy.
and he was like, "I found your teeth." And when he gave them to me, he put them in my hand. Now, dude, I used to have my glove. I lost it moving, which is a shame. I left the blood. I left the
all
blood
in
on
it?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 2 drops of blood you could see right under my initials for my glove, and they left right on it, and it was on like the tan pot. I had an up tan and black glove. I was like, I'm leaving that shit. That shit's tough. So, like,
Bitches are gonna love this.
yeah, bitch is gonna love this. It's seeing me at second base with blood on my glove.
That
so I took-
redhead was all bricked up after she saw that glove.
She's now married to the same sex with 6 kids. So it makes no sense. Like, I totally read that wrong off the jump. So I took my teeth and I put them in a bag of milk. Because I don't know where in the, like...
I've heard that.
where in the, like, Aristotle I thought about that. But, like, dumb me was like, yo, put my teeth in a
By
bag
the
of
way, I'm
milk.
cutting this into real, and I'm gonna put a picture of Aristotle above you.
It's like, dude, I don't know what it was, but I was told that to keep bones alive or something like of other like your
milk.
teeth.
I've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Calcium, you got to put
Yeah.
your teeth in there. So the doctor, when I showed up we got taken to
like, what is this bullshit?
We got taken up to Lawrence General.
Oh,
That's
hell
where I
yeah.
had to
'cause
go.
you needed like real surgery.
I needed immediate on Dr. Stevens surgery. They put me back on the bed. The guy was like, "Wait, your teeth are still alive," and my dad was like, "Yeah, my son put them in a bag of milk." And like they didn't have a conversation. The doctor was like, "That is, wait." He's like, "Did you teach your son that?" He's like, "No, I had no idea about
The guy
that."
walked in to
So-
get a tour of the school, and Marco told me that. Nico
I
heard
was
it.
just like, "You need a tour of the hospital."
Nico's giving a tour of the hospital. He's like, this is Dr. James.
Dude, they tipped me back. I was supposed to go into anesthesia. All of a sudden, some guy cut his hand in half, so that guy gets put in front of me. So now I don't get anesthesia because then it would fuck me up. And they had to lean me back. And the guy opens up a briefcase the size of the laptop. 27 Novocaine shots. He's like, lean back.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, and my dad's like, where are they going? He goes, the roof of his mouth. And I look at my dad, and my dad was like, this is going to hurt. Like, he's like, this is going to hurt, Nico. And I was like, all right. And I just go, I remember looking at my dad, I was like, this is your fault. And so
I could have been at that pool
I woke
party.
up at 4 a.m, bro. Didn't get to go to the Cedar Dale the next day. I was like, Dad, am I going to go? I was like, Dad, am I going to go on the field trip? He's like, yeah, we're still going to get you on the field trip. Don't worry. I was never going to go. I literally woke up in an emergency room. My dad feeding me orange sherbet at 4 a.m. And I was
And
just
that's
like,
where the scoop
I was
came in.
like, dude, I can't go on my field trip, dude. And like, I'm at 8th grade graduation with braces.
Dude,
Like with fucking braces.
I will
and
say-
I was making fun of everybody with braces. I made fun of everybody. I was just like, ha, loser, brace face, loser, you're cool, loser.
Fuck face.
And then fuck face. And then there was me, the day before 8th grade graduation, getting got. So.
All right, before we get to, because I'm going to further this story, but we do have to do some ads. We are having fun. I'll say that right now. We having a good time, boys.
is a very fun episode.
We're having a good
I
time,
didn't
right?
expect anything less, bro.
Oh, dude, I knew we had the vibes
know
guy
it,
here.
bro. You
Listen,
knew
when
it.
I see you like that later at Wicked Craft,
The greatest
video
time.
of all time, dude. These chicks are like come in their pants. So, like,
Dude,
it's a slip and slide. The place.
You biting
know
your
what I
lip,
mean?
and I'm just like, I'm gonna come.
Boom. That's
All right,
just what it is.
Ads, real quick. By the
Okay.
way, once again, I haven't worn my hat, mostly because my son stole it. So I have a Bella's hat, I have a Bella's t-shirt. Why don't you do Bella's?
1211 Osgood Street, North Andover, bellasna.com, as we know. Not Narcotics Anonymous, North Andover. Get up there. They're still slinging heat. We got focaccia rolls and onion rolls and fucking pretzel buns and everything else under the sun. They're fucking slinging it. Say it up to Harry, say it up to Sandra, and tell them that we sent you, please.
Let's talk about Misguided Spirits real quick. I'll tell you right now, they sponsored the golf tournament. They sponsored the show. Actually, Nico, do me a favor. Grab that ball of vodka over there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Take
right
a
now.
slug of it.
Here's the best part about that ball of vodka. Nico's leaving with it. But this is actually tequila, which is actually going to be perfect for you because you like Latino women. This is going to be perfect for you. They got tequila. They got the Hickey Dig whiskey. They got the vodka. I fucking love everything they got. You can black out off it. I blacked out, almost died. Danny saved my life. Drink it responsibly is what I would say. I didn't that night. I love it. It's the fucking best. I gave a bottle. Who did I give a bottle to? Oh, Al. I gave a bottle to Al. I'm going to give you a bottle when you leave. All right?
Thank you very much.
Some of the
Appreciate
best
that.
guests get the best booze. That's what I say about that.
Ooh,
Go to
I like
misguidedspirits.com. Check them out. Yeah, Joe Ben Frank will do that real quick. I'm wearing the t-shirt right now. He made this t-shirt.
Gasoline.
These
He made
t-shirts
this
are
one?
fucking, yeah, he made that one. These are more comfortable. Ferg probably ordered that. That's probably why. He probably chose that. It's comfort colors probably. This is like next level, I think, or something like that. This thing is fucking like literally so fucking soft, dude.
It's like butter.
It's softer than the kids from Georgetown.
You're gonna have-
It's softer than the kids from Georgetown.
I love, dude.
SAWFT.
I fucking love that you just said that. Sorry to interrupt
It's softer
you,
than
but I'm sorry.
Georgetown.
That was so awesome.
Joe
I need
Ben
that,
Frank,
though.
Ben Franklin Prinko. Oh, you didn't get one?
I know.
got next one for you over there.
I want to be hooked up with the shirts. I got sensitive ass skin, so I like nice.
Oh,
comfy,
dude,
soft shirts.
did you
bro.
get one at the tournament?
No.
Oh, I
No,
got one
no,
for you.
No one got.
I got
no.
one for you.
Oh, awesome.
Al, dude, I think Al stole my golf balls. By the way, I know I said that I
I've
know who
never
stole
been
the Pro V
interrogated
ones.
by Al for anything, aside for all of a sudden a case of golf balls.
Whoa!
He asked you? Yeah.
So he says he
didn't
knows.
ask me, interrogate. He's like, it's like, hey, so what happened with that case of golf balls at the tournament? I'm like, I'm like, wrong. I said, wrong person.
Yeah, you
He was
serious?
like, no, I'm asking you. I'm like, what? I'm like,
You know
what
what the
are
best is? You know what the best is? This is such a look into Al because Al's
know.
been telling me you knows who did it, right? And
Yeah,
he's
just
like,
Al knows who fucking sent me a tick picture, dude. I'm
Well-
I'm getting him. I don't get mad. I get even. I get even, bro.
all right, last ones. Let's just do them all now. Misguided, Ben
Benchcraft.
Frank, American Benchcraft. By the way, I'll tell you right now, that belt, the ledger, people's names go in the ledger. It's a fact. I have a ledger, and when I hate you, I write your name in there. If it's in ink, it can't come out. That's the bottom line. If it's in pencil, I can erase it.
That's kind of cool. Bro.
Yeah, it's like I got a ledger, and it's kind of like, honestly, like, it's kind of my favorite thing in the world. Like people just go in there. Some come out. Fitzy was in there for like a day, but it was in pencil.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah. AmericanBenchcraft.com. Use the code Corker. You get 20% off. This stuff's all made in the U.S. They're veteran owned. They're union shop, right there.
Union shop.
They're fucking the best dudes ever. Talked to Angelina the other day for like an hour, and he was like, "Danny sends the best memes." I told you already.
No, he sends the best.
Oh,
memes
he
to
sends
me.
the best memes to you. He was very excited that you said that.
Ah, he's dynamite shit.
Yeah. Lastly, Success Lift. Do we have anything else?
Tedco.
Tedco.
Tedco CM. By the way, Fitzy's fucking edition's almost done, right?
Yeah, week or two maybe.
Yeah. TedcoCM.com. You need to get like a estimate on what it's going to cost you to do your basement, your fucking living room, whatever. Teddy will come over there. They'll give you an estimate, and I'll tell you right, it won't cost you shit for the estimate. He'll just tell you what it's going to cost. He'll be very dead honest with you. I got an estimate from him actually before I did my basement, and he was like, yeah, this is the good. He was like, actually, that's a good price. Like, take it, whatever. Teddy's the best. Success Lift, Brian Panuzzo. What can we say? Bob C looks like a fucking absolute stick.
He's
right
just
now.
a blue collar guy from Jersey.
Well, I mean, Panuzzo is a blue collar guy from Jersey. Everybody knows that. His father was, at least. His father was a blue collar guy from Jersey. Great man, by the way.
Awesome.
Brian's father.
What did that?
Brian's going to the Hall of Fame. He can get you ripped, though. If you want to get fucking diced up, he got Dustin Payne diced up. He got fucking Bob C's diced right now. He was fat
Shredded.
as fuck. He was
Leonidas
a
from
loser.
300.
He was a life loser, and now he's fucking absolutely diced. Now he's a winner. You know what I mean? Bob C would like this, by the way. He'd like that ad. Go to the successlift.com. Is that what it is? I always get this. Look it up on your phone. You could get in, if you're in the Patreon, you could get in with Brian. It's $100 a month, but he gets you ripped. If you want to really get ripped, he'll get you ripped. Like,
Gotta
that's
be
what I'm
about
saying.
it. Gotta be
You
about
gotta
it.
be about it. You know what I mean? Don't come in with 1 foot fucking half in. Like, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You gotta go all the way in.
Yeah, thesuccesslift.com.
There you go. He was on my ass about that the other day, literally and figuratively. So, all right, so we're done. We're good with that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Bob C looks sick. By the way, this is what I said to Bob C the other night. You know what? I'm going to wait till Bob C comes on to tell what I talked to Bob C about the other day on text. I'll tell you guys offline. It's not bad, but it was just like we were both dying laughing. So, by the way, I watched a fucking horrible movie the other night. My son was like, watch Hell House LLC. Me and my daughter Tess were like, I'm like, all right, whatever, dickhead. So like we put it on. It's like a found footage movie. And I'm like, this movie sucks. He's like, you can watch it. You're on your phone. I'm like, God, it sucks. That's why I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
It's like about like they buy like a fucking place where somebody killed somebody and then they're going to have a haunted house there. I just saved you an hour and a half. That right there saved you an hour and a half.
Appreciate that.
By the way, hit me my Venmo at Brendan Ahern -9. I just saved you like $10 on fucking Prime. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I got my tooth knocked out as well by a baseball. I was like,
All right.
literally, I was like,
Hell yeah, brother.
12, and my father's throwing to me in the backyard, and he starts like really throwing some heat. And he's like, calls my mother, he goes, Ian, get out here. You got to see it. He's catching everything. Boom, right off the back of the glove, poof, tooth out, right? Back of the throat. I spit it out. I get it capped or whatever happened.
we needed
Like,
milk.
I didn't get the root. I didn't get the root out.
Yeah.
I get it capped, right? Literally, like, maybe like the next year of baseball. Like, I was like an okay baseball player, passable, not great, fine, right? In fact, probably pretty bad. I'm probably remembering it favorably.
You're getting to Justin's territory. When Justin's on record saying that he was a gold
All-star, Gold Glove.
shortstop.
He was Ozzie Smith, basically. He would do backflips. Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't even mean to even cut you off. It's still one of the most fucking ridiculous statements I've ever heard made by someone I know truly. Like, you guys all know Justin.
He's a Gold Glove.
There ain't no motherfucking way that Justin was a Gold Glove shortstop. Like,
This is what I love about Bad Brain. We're in there's a text thread, Nico, right? With me, Al, and Justin, right?
Oh,
Where
nice.
they just argue, but I never write anything. And I'm just like in the living room watching two Italian people fight with each other.
Dude, they terrorized him. Like Al really be putting it on Justin. He really terrorized him, bro. Like he does. Like he knows what
Nobody
he's doing.
wants to see the world burn more than Al. Nobody.
I had to respectfully tell Al off the podcast. And it's totally, it's nothing secretive at all.
Yeah.
Because me and Justin have talked since, so it's cool. And I said, yo, you gotta chill out. And he's like looking at me. I
I could just see him wearing his glasses at night going, what are you talking about?
I'm like, I'm not kidding.
I'm not fucking around, yeah.
I'm like, you get me to a point where I'm gonna do something I regret. You know that? And he knows that. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
he
saying.
knows,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, you know, Marco, it's everyone, it's different. It's all a lot different. And I'm not just saying like I'm the most about that action person, but you're gonna get me to a point where I'm the person that I do like I will do something. I will take it the extra
This
step.
is the best part about Al, right?
You know what I mean?
And so
So, like-
Al's telling me that he knows who took the Pro V once. Maybe he does, right? Meanwhile, he's interrogating his cousins like he's in the Gestapo, right? and being like, "What the fuck?" And he's telling me like, "I know who took him, and you're never gonna find out." Like this, he's playing 9 games at once. That's what he's doing.
He's like, oh, he's like, what if Justin walked in here right now and punched and tried swinging on you? I'm like, don't do that. It's like, don't do that. Like, I don't. It's not like, and it was no like toxicity thing. Like, I didn't want to keep talking about like that. Like, listen, stop doing this shit because you can't do it. You're gonna do it, and then guess what? Something's gonna happen, and then they're gonna look at how it all unfolded, and this shit's got you written all over it. Like you just said, no one likes to get people more fired up.
Nobody.
than him. That's why I'm saying he's got stories, bro. Where he's now I think flipped the switch because he used to just be the one that just really just burst the seam. Now he just passes it on. He's like, let me see what I can. Let
Light
me see
this
how
fire?
far I can push this envelope. Like, dude, he's.
Dude, you
He's
know what
something
though?
else.
I'll tell you this right now. In a weird way, my buddy Josh, like the Ironworker's been on here a ton of times. Al and him are so similar in the way they find humor is not like a normal way to find humor. You know what I mean? Like their finding of humor is like, I'm gonna put this person into a wicked awkward situation, and like
walk
then
away.
I'm gonna like really push it to the edge,
Yeah.
and like they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna light the whole place on fire. Like that's how they are.
Listen, man.
By the way, I'll tell you right now, I respect it.
Some people truthfully like to watch the world burn.
That's
and
right.
That's just what it is. It is what it is.
But then like Al will be like, it'll be like Christmas, and I'm like, oh yeah, Irish Christmas, we're already home. He's like, Christmas Eve, he's like, you guys are invited here anytime. Like that's like the Irish would be like, go fuck yourself, you're not invited to my house.
I might go this year. Just
Yeah, maybe we'll go.
We'll just destroy his night.
You guys listen.
I bet the food
We
is
just-
insane.
we
Come in,
just-
you come, bro. Like just
We just don't.
come hungry. Come
Yeah.
hungry because they like when I tell you at 2 a.m. there's lobster fry diablo. It's so hot coming up the stairs. It's like I had to leave. I left this year. Like I left early, and it's one of the most nights I look forward to because it's what makes you appreciate family. Of
course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we have some of the best on my mother's side. I would say on my dad's side, not as much because it's a little bit of a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Not a lot of kids over there.
Sure.
Or it's a vast difference.
Difference in age.
On the right
Yeah, yeah,
side,
yeah.
on my mom's side, like it's four sisters. They all have kids. You know, and now Al and Mike and Brian, all of our other ones, everyone, they all have kids their own, 2, 3. It's a madhouse, but it's awesome.
Yeah,
and
it's a good
great.
madhouse, yeah.
You know, it's like we used to be the ones playing the wiffle ball game, right? Now we're watching all the little ones.
Yeah.
You know, and now everyone throws a jab occasionally. Oh, Nico, when you my sister will be like, my brothers are never gonna have kids. My mom, same thing. She's like, yeah, I'll just never have grandkids. It's okay. All my sisters can have grandkids, but you know, me,
I disagree with that. I
I
think you're probably gonna meet some chick. Actually, Al said this the other day.
It's gonna
right?
happen at the Bad Bunny concert.
That could happen. By the way, let's talk about that real quick.
yeah, we could talk about that because I've been trying to orchestrate a way of how I'm gonna put this video.
I
on.
got
You
bad news
have
for
to
you. The
do
only people
the
listening to this
raffle.
podcast are
No
white
whites.
men.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
no, we have no, we have
nine
no,
white
we have
women.
no luck from this listening, but I'll take the clip.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. Let's go back in time one more day. We went to Danny's daughter's graduation party. Congratulations, by the way, Ziana.
Thank you.
She's
Great
the fucking
time.
nicest kid that's ever lived.
That was a blast.
He introduced me to his buddy Brandon, right? Who listens to the show.
Oh yeah.
He's like, he goes, Danny, you gonna introduce me to me?
I know where this is going.
Well, I mean, listen. First of all, the guy's the fucking man. He's the best kid in the world. I'm just gonna say he's black. Black people love me. That's what I found out that night. You know what I mean?
I think you wrote that at about 2:30 in the morning. They said there's like 3 things that happened tonight, and the last thing was black people love Brendan Ahern.
Listen, that's a fact. All right. And by the way, they always did in Melrose, Metco. They always went to my house before we played basketball.
It's because you had the hat, bro.
No shit, because I was fucking throwing it on backwards like a fucking G. Everybody
Still.
else would be in a fucking square. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just like to see the fact that I still am accepted by the black community. That's what I'm gonna say.
Big time.
You still have rep.
What's that?
You still have rep. You
Yeah,
still
it's
have,
basically. I don't know what that means anymore, but I'm too old.
You got. You're
Reputation.
good.
I got like
You're good.
90s rep.
You're good. You're good. So
You're
go
good.
on.
I'm
good. Yeah,
You're
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're
Yeah,
invited.
so
You're invited to the
you got
football.
Bad Bunny tickets
Yes.
to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
I had never heard Bad Bunny ever, right? Because I'm so old, right? Until the other night at the fight. Because some dude got introduced and he was from
Bad Bunny?
to Bad Bunny.
He was from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And
That's gas. Like that's so fucking cool. Like,
and by the way, I
that'd be
have to say
fun.
this. Like, I'm not saying I haven't heard it because I'm just in my own bubble what I listen to, right?
Of course.
And I heard it and I'm like, this is kind of fucking good. Like, it was great. By the way, some Irish kid got introduced. He was I think the fight before Shea. Just got over from Ireland, 17 years old, won like gold gloves, whatever their equivalent is in Ireland. Kid has a head of hair, deck of hair, looks like he just came out of Goodfellas, right? He goes in there and I'm like, he walked into something very slow in Irish. Like, I know most stuff, you do too, but it was something I didn't. It was hard to hear on the PA. He fucking was throwing gasoline haymakers to this kid. Like, this Irish kid. Like, I was like, there was no like, hey, let me feel this. Like, Shay's very like, I'll feel this kid out. Because Shay's very quick.
Yeah.
This kid was just like offense the entire time. And like, all the Irish guys were like, "Ah!" Like fucking going nuts.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I ever heard Bad Bunny. And I'll tell you right now, I was like, this is a fucking jam.
Yeah.
You should just take Brendan to Puerto Rico.
It's yeah. I know,
I see this
right?
old dude.
That would be a trip in its own for sure. It's great. I mean, I liked it before. I met somebody that had the same common interest as
Yeah.
it. As you can tell, I'm trying not to even talk about it.
It's been very litigated.
This is a safe place. If you
let's
want,
no,
if you want to cry,
Let's just do it like this.
It's not your fault. Nico, it's not your fault.
Let's just do it like this. Let's just do it like this.
chilling.
You met a girl, it didn't work out. She was
Facts.
fucking she was Dominican, right?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but if you call her Dominican, that's what makes them mad. So, like, yeah, she was a Dominican bitch.
And you got these tickets to the concert. So now you have them.
Yeah, I got
So
them.
if anybody who listens to this knows a person who's not a white who wants to go, Even a white?
It's more, bro. It's more. It's gonna be like
What a
I'm
date with
trying to
Nico.
just find somebody that's like cool that I can vibe with. That's like got the same interests as me. Like not on the same. Like it's not like this is not like a.
yeah, like we gotta go hook up.
Hitch.
This is
Yeah,
like let's
no,
just go
it's
fucking
really
hang out.
not. It's really not like
Yeah,
that. I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not that. I know it sounds like so cliche. I'm not that type of
Dude,
guy,
you are. Dude,
know?
I can say this right now. Like you said, like when I meet somebody, I've done so much sales. Like I know exactly what they're about. When
Yeah.
I met you at when I was on your show, I walked right up to Nico. I'm like, dude, I've been dying to meet you. I'm like, I've been dying to meet you. And I knew Nico didn't like guests. And I was like, he's like, dude, this guy's been dying to meet me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I butted him right up. I butted the roll.
Nah, yeah. it was-
No,
it was
but
great.
like, but for real, like I was listening to the show. I think you're fucking hilarious. But yeah, you're not like, dude. It's like, let's just go, fucking have a good time.
Yeah.
We can get separate hotel rooms. You're gonna pay your way, obviously.
That's it. That would just be it.
But you got to
So
take it
it's-
to Bad Bunny.
Which is the hottest
impossible
ticket
to get.
of all time.
bro. When I
Like, how much
You're
did
like-
you sell it for? Probably.
I could sell it for $1,500.
All day
one
long.
ticket.
Yeah, both of them. Like I spent a good amount of money on them.
Yeah.
I spent. They're like $1,000 each.
Yeah.
Great seats. Yeah, man. When I say I'm just looking to have like just a fun time,
This
I
is how
don't.
old I am now, dude.
I
When you were like, people say I look like because you have the glasses.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like a couple people at the restaurant told me I look like Bad Bunny, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck is this Bad Bunny fella? You know what I mean? Like that's how disconnected I am. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
I'm like, man, Willie Nelson looks a lot like Nico. You know?
So I know me and Nico talked about it on Bad Brain, but do you guys know that pop a balloon fucking thing, the trend that's going on?
No, what's that?
So basically what it is, there's like 10 women and they all have a balloon and a bachelor will come out and right off appearance, like if they pop the balloon, they're not interested.
You're out.
They're out.
But then they start asking questions.
Right.
And so they'll be like, oh, what do you like? And, Nico could be like, I like fucking Puerto Ricans. And this poor Dominican girl will just pop the balloon.
And that's it. Like
so
she's
like,
off.
and it it narrows everyone
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So it ends up being like one-on-one and you end up going on a date. I think you should be able to pop these 10 girls' balloons and that's how you choose.
So I have a similar thought process between me just putting out the video and seeing, whoever bites at the bit. I was gonna try. It's hard, but like, I don't know if you guys have seen anything relative to the kid Drewski.
Yeah, he's
Oh
hilarious.
my God.
Okay,
Dude,
you
the
know,
white,
you know how
the white
people,
video is the funniest fucking
you know
thing
how-
I've ever
So
seen.
I'm so glad it happened.
you know how
It's
people,
unbelievable.
you know how people, he does his like
Yeah.
could have been records thing.
Yeah,
where he shows
yeah,
up
yeah.
at different places and they walk in and he's sitting there with the bodyguards next to him and he's the one at the desk with the clipboard.
Yeah.
I was gonna think to do, not have me in the room. I was gonna put Al and the two girls that I work at Wicked with, the two bartenders that have become, you know, two of my closest girlfriends, and they know me very well, and they know my whole shit.
That would be
And have them
unbelievable.
have when girls come in and they're like interested, and like just one day do it. See if we could get people like interested in coming down and doing it.
We have to make this happen.
Dude, I think it's unbelievable.
And
I'm in.
have them sit at the table and just asking questions and
And
not
Al's
saying yes or no.
questions are going to be insane.
The girls' questions are going to be probably just as good because I know both of them. And
This
as long as
has
I
to
tell
happen.
them like, "Yo, let it rip," like they'll be like, "Yo, like
That idea
you know,
is way better than mine.
right." Like they'll ask, you know, probably like how deep can you suck one, you know, shit like that. Like that I know those girls. I know Al in a combination.
That almost just went all over your MacBook, dude. Holy fuck.
I think
I think this is
that idea
unbelievable.
would be like something that like it would be.
We gotta
awesome.
do this. We have to do this.
So I'm
This-
gonna try to find out a way.
Paul McCork is willing to help. However,
Yes.
I love that.
I think the
appreciate
combination of
that.
pulling the cork and bad brain
it's a
combined
deadly combo, dude.
is a combo.
It's like
that's
NWO and
nobody ever
DX
wanted it.
combined
Yeah,
forces.
It's a great-
nobody
it's
ever
a
wanted
great-
it because like they're
Yeah.
like the Italians, the Irish will never team up together.
Would,
Yeah.
ne-
It's like,
would never ever. But
It's like gangs in
a-
New York.
it's a-
We just
it's-
took over.
oh,
it's
by
a
the way,
strong bond.
I got a date that we get a name right now. Get your tickets. Halloween party.
Bingo.
And by the way, here's the thing. We've done the Halloween party twice. Last year we didn't do it. Danny was taking some time off. His daughter was dealing with some health stuff. And I'm like, we're not doing the Halloween party without Danny. Like,
I was
being
so
there,
mad.
Right?
Oh, nice.
Dude, you remember that, right? I was like, dude, you have to do it, and he will not do it.
I was like, I'm not doing it without you.
That's so
right?
funny. You guys bring up Halloween. Okay.
Halloween, October 4th this year. We're doing an
on
early
my
bird.
birthday?
Early bird.
no
Is it?
fucking way.
It's my birthday.
Let's
Dude,
go.
Let's
You
fucking
gotta
go.
come.
October.
Let's
4th,
go.
my birthday.
Everyone gets dressed up. It's
Everybody
I'll
gets
be-
dressed
I'll
up.
be-
Dude,
It's
dude,
for
we
you.
got,
I'll be 31. Yeah.
dude, we got a full, we got the best DJ in the business, CJ the DJ.
Cheat code. Black guy with hazel
Black
eyes.
guy with hazel eyes.
Not fair.
Cheat code. Dude came right up to me, by the way. Not a black guy loves me. Came right up to me. He's like, "You're the man." I'm like, "No shit. Everybody loves me." We got the fuck, dude. Best. We give stuff away for best costumes.
Awesome.
Man and woman. By the way, last couple of years, like I was cocked during it, so we didn't give it to the right people. But that said, we've sold it out both years,
Yep.
right? Now this is gonna be earlier, right? So people usually were like right around Halloween. But we wanted to get a Saturday night because our kids are now starting to play high school football.
Yeah.
So they're playing Friday nights. So I'm like, I'm not missing my kids' football game. So I can get shit-faced.
Right.
So, I mean, I would, but not on purpose. So we're going to do it on Saturday night. It's going to be early in the year. By the way, get fucking, like, how nice is that to get just like, you're like, oh, you're trying to think about which party am I going to go to? You have to worry about it. It's early October.
Yeah.
Done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did too. We did. I seen a kid come in the restaurant. It's so funny. I'm serving him, and he's looking at me. He's like, "You look real familiar." I'm like, "Yeah. We seen each other at a Halloween party." He's like, "That's right, Ken and Bobby. How's Bobby?" And I was just like, "We're just Ken." That's all he said back to me. I'm like, "We're just Ken." And he looked at me, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like,
Oh,
"Don't worry." I'm like, "Don't worry about it, brother. It's all good."
dude,
Like,
I kind of wish Bobby Froy was here right now. So we're at the thing now. I don't want to talk out of school because this guy definitely looked like he was connected to General Wilcox crew.
Yep.
And I'm not saying anything bad about this guy.
Probably shouldn't. They'll kill everybody.
Definitely not saying anything bad about him, like
Yeah.
I said. So I look at this guy. Like, this guy is, I've never seen a better bad guy in an 80s movie. Like, hair on 10, right?
I know.
Like,
I know exactly who this is.
Right?
Yeah.
A head that's too big for his a little bigger for his body. Like they say Ben Affleck, that's why he's like a star. This guy's like a real movie star. Like their head's a little bigger than an average person's for their body, right? This guy looks like he's the third henchman in like any Die Hard movie, but he's like handsome as the day is long, right? Probably the nicest guy in the world. Jacked.
Guaranteed.
Jacked.
Oh yeah, I know. Who
Kind
this
of
is.
ripped up.
Yep.
Right? A little bit, probably my age, maybe a little bit older.
Yeah.
Me and Bobby are just talking. I'm like, dude, this guy, like, how has he not been in like Die Hard like 19? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like I'm watching the guy. I'm like, They don't make guys like this anymore. They used to make them in the 80s. Like, they used to make these white guys with great coifs of hair. You know what I mean? With a tan and, like, jacked. And, like, they'd be like, you know, they own the dojo next to, like, Cobra Kai. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the guy looked like. It was like he owns the dojo next to Cobra Kai. Nope, that's not the guy. That's not even close. That guy looks like shit compared to this guy. The guy that I'm talking about looks like a movie star. Like a movie
like he's
star.
ripped, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
not the guy.
right?
That guy looks like shit.
This
This guy is a movie star, dude. Ask Bobby Freud. When Bobby Freud comes on for his New Year's show, it will be. I gotta actually ask Shay and maybe Julie who it is. Like, this dude is like, dude, I'm telling you right now, it just looks like a guy in like any Schwarzenegger movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Third guy in, like,
of course.
Great head of hair, little gray streak, tight jeans, huge cock, all the best parts. You know what I mean?
Brendan checked.
I checked. Yeah, I was like, hey, listen.
So I got a quick hockey story about John Knuckle.
Oh yes, Patreon member. John
Yeah.
Knopf.
So Saturday
By the way,
morning.
join the Patreon real quick. We're gonna be on there
join
in a
the
minute.
Patreon,
You're
yeah.
gonna stay
I
on the
got
Patreon. That's
actually-
where we tell the good shit.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm having a great time.
That's what I'm talking about.
So Saturday morning, we're in Malden Valley Forum.
Yep.
The hockey rink in Malden, and I walk in, and for one of the first people I see is John Knuckle, and his kid is
Been on the show twice.
been on the show twice for golf. His
Great
kid's
man.
10.
Okay.
My son's 8. My son's hockey team got moved up into a higher division because they were smoking everyone in their division.
Okay.
So John
No big
Knuckle,
deal.
no big deal.
I like that. Though.
Humble brag. But it's all about, honestly, it's all about fucking getting the kids better. So
Yeah,
if
sure,
they're,
yeah.
if they're skating around and
Iron sharpens iron, baby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you want them now. Let it be said, once they join this division,
Yep.
they get crushed
Humble,
every fucking
humble.
game.
Yeah,
But that's good. That's
But
good for you.
Connor gets off the ice and he's fucking drenched, sweating, fucking playing hard. So I see Knuckle, and they're playing right at the very end of the game. Knuckle's kid is in front of our net. The goalie has the puck, and he's fucking. Knuckle's kid is hitting the goalie's glove to try to knock the puck loose. Right? Did you play hockey?
Of course.
Yeah.
I know Mark did. Right?
Oh yeah. I'm better than him.
Marco,
Hell yeah. Yeah, Marco.
we correct you.
Luisi.
That's right.
So Connor is right there. He starts throwing elbows at Knuckles' kid. It's your goalie. Nico, what do you have to do?
You pick that stick up. You pick it up. You pick that stick up, and with your right hand, you're gonna put your hand in his chest, and you're gonna move him back.
Move him away from your goalie.
No one
your
touches.
Your goalie's fucking
Yeah, he's
Sacred.
vulnerable.
Sacred.
Your goalie's
Fawns
vulnerable
is
at that
sacred.
point.
Sacred.
Yeah.
Fawns is sacred.
Sacred.
So me and Knuckle, we're like 5 dads away from each other, and he goes, "Fitzy, tell him to put his elbows down." I was like, he's got to protect his goalie. Now Knuckles laughing. 'cause
Yeah.
he knows hockey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're kids
Yeah.
They're kids.
They're
And
kids.
Connor wasn't like,
being malicious.
no. It was just like, get the fuck away from my goalie.
Yeah.
It was an awesome interaction.
That's great.
'Cause Not me. Like, obviously, I know Knuckle. I've seen him a couple times, met him a bunch of times, and it was just cool to see like the aggressiveness between
yeah.
the kids. You know.
Dude, it's like it
Can they
happens.
see each other after the game, like the kids?
No, so I mean, the kids don't even think
They don't-
anything
yeah, I know.
about it. They
Yeah.
go through the line.
Dude, they just
walk
go
through
on
the
with
line
life.
and they're
Yeah.
yeah.
It's for me.
They don't hold on at that age. They don't hold on to anything. You know
I-
what I mean? I mean, they do, but it's like they're so innocent at that age. It's fucking it's
actually all like from the, like, it's like, it's just like, it's built into you, like, to like react that way.
I've always
Yeah.
been so.
and I've taught him that.
Yeah.
I'm like, your goalie is vulnerable. He's trying to cover the puck. So if anyone fucks with him at that point, you have to
gotta
move him
protect him.
off the puck.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I
We haven't even
dad-
talked about Rough and Rowdy. Holy fuck, I can't believe we haven't even talked. All right,
Yeah.
this is going to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's all it's
This
all
is going to
good.
go a little
It's
bit
all
longer
good.
because this has to be on the main show.
Yeah, so with hockey, I got a little bit of a different rip than my dad and my brother. Marco, for one instance, like, you couldn't hit him. The biggest kids would take runs at Marco. Bigger than Marco. Marco was like,
Dude, here's the thing. Every Luisi,
he's got
boy,
a solid.
you guys are built like brick shit houses.
Marco, yeah, we're built like stocky. And
Yeah,
thick.
yeah.
And Marco, it's all in our legs. Like, Marco just would stand. He's a defenseman. Marco was a solid defenseman, good
Yeah.
defenseman. Marco could crush people.
Yeah.
Like, and the biggest dudes I remember used to go at Marco, and kids come up high because
Yep.
they all want to. The kids don't understand it. They think it's hitting with your hands. It's not.
Yeah.
It's all this. This is what you hit with, and Marco would put people so much on their back. But for me, my play style, like I never knew about Brad Marchand growing up. That's the exact way that I played. Yeah, that's exactly how it was. They called me Esposito growing up, like Tony Esposito for the Bruins, because I would sit that ass out front. Anything that was a rebound, I banged home. Like I banged home all the trash. I dealt with all the shots. I dealt with all the digs in the back. And that just kind of, it kept going, and I became kind of a yapping pest, all right? And so, for me...
Well, it's like Masha, right? It's the same thing.
For me, trouble found me everywhere I went on the ice because I love to hit, and I was a bigger kid. I had more weight, so I would be pasting people, and I'd get penalties all the time. And it turned into when I got into high school. One of my best friends was my goalie. John Paps, unbelievable goalie. If I ever thought in the slightest mind that you were too close to my goalie, let alone you didn't touch him, you're seeing me. And I made sure you seen me. It didn't matter how big you were. You know, there was this kid that played college ball at Holy Cross. He was a really good kid out of Lynn. This kid, Kyle Devin. I have a dent in my shin from his slap shot. Like, he would take runs, and I'm like, dude, if anyone's taking runs, take a run at me. Like, have it at me. College. I played club hockey. Same difference. It just got that puck's in the middle, like on their goalie. You're seeing me I'm right in front of that goalie. I'm not touching him, but I'm there. And I would make sure somebody would have to come and try and physically put their hands on me to get me out of the way. And then that's just when we're talking about. My dad used to say, like, stop talking shit, like ask him what the math homework was. That was like what my dad, that's the good guy, my dad. It's the golden boy. Yeah. Stop talking and just do the right thing. Yeah. Me, I always dance the edge. Like in baseball, I would find somebody. I'm finding one person on the team, and you're mine. I'm gonna torture you. Like I'm gonna torment you until you snap. That's what I want to make. That's what I want to make you do. Like I want to make sure that you're off your game, because I'm on my game when that's my swagger point. Like, when I know that someone else is now interacting with me, I'm like, bet. Awesome. That's just how I used to go about it.
All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll talk about Rough and Rowdy on the Patreon. By the way, if you're not a Patreon member, it's $5 or more if you want certain stuff. By the way, I'm shipping out a ton of shirts to all the Patreon guys who are $20 members who are, like, across the country. Just wrapped them up on Friday, so they're all going to get their shirts. Awesome. Not for nothing, for contributing to the show. And like we said, we do an extra episode every time, and sometimes we talk about shit we can't talk about on the regular show because certain people listen to it that aren't Patreon members. That's my only worry is every once in a while somebody becomes a Patreon member, like, I should talk this fucking dude on Patreon like fucking 6 months ago. But no, for real. So that's the deal. So you can check out, Nico, what's your Instagram handle again?
NL94 with 2 underscores. Al
Love
gives
it.
me trouble about it all the time, but it's NL94 with 2 underscores. You'll see my name pop right up.
The only last
My full
member of your
government
family
name.
that I want on the show is your cousin that Al thinks is like the funniest one of all you that I met at our. He looks like
Skinny with
Paulie.
the slick back, yeah.
Paulie.
Yep.
Dude,
Paulie.
he's the fucking man.
He's another one. You want to talk about growing up Italian?
He's the fucking man.
He is growing
He
up
is
Italian.
like the grown-up Italian. Like,
dude, he can go anywhere from being like the most unshelled nutcase, and then obviously when I was going through my own shit, and I was late. I was coming out of work on a Sunday, but I knew all my family was together, so I knew that was kind of really important for me to get there.
Yeah.
And like just kind of be surrounded by people that, you know, I have a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
you could
support with
trust,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he pulled me aside and had a and like that's the one like you expect some things out of some people in your family, you know,
Sure.
you can go to. He's somebody that he covers all the facets of like being funny, being a little nuts, but also like having a lot of wisdom and knowledge, because his father, who I look up to, just my Uncle Mike, who's like, I never try and play favorites, but like his father is like one of my most favorite people I always see. And he's always super nice, and he'll always like give me words of wisdom and like tell me about like, you know, because when I first started dating, I asked him, you know, I went to him and I was like, you know, and all you guys now have your own families, and I'd ask, you know, how do you and Auntie Michelle, how do you make it work? Like, you know, how do you go about it? Because, you know, I try and make all my moves and everything that I do with conviction, and just like means a lot. So when I went to that party, like Mike pulled me aside, the kid, and he talked to me all about, you know, how he went about his way, how he met his wife, and like what life's really all about, and like bigger picture stuff, and like just kind of honing me in. And I was like, I left, and I was obviously like, I'm an emotional person, and I just like got to my car, and I was like so thankful I went, because I was gonna go home because I was just kind of like packed it in and I was good, but like something told me like go, and he's a grade A guy. He's a great guy. If you could ever get him on here and talk,
He doesn't. I know it's not gonna happen.
He doesn't do.
I love the kid, by the way. Met him at the party. I was chatting up the whole time.
He's a special dude.
He's an
a
unbelievable
special
dude.
He's an awesome dude.
The only thing I would say about as we leave this as a guy who's been married now for like almost 20 years. You know what you just gotta get a chick who will ride with you even though you're kind of a loser. You know what I mean? She'll like, but I'm saying that in a good way. I'm saying she's with you no matter what.
No matter what. I mean? And like me,
like as long as you're not a real piece of shit.
Right. And Danny, we talked about this a little bit on just briefly on my show, because I don't want to get like so hung up on it. But yeah, I mean, we think about fighters, right? We talked about fights, going to fights, right? The way that I look at it from my standpoint is, the person that I'm looking for is like those girls that walk in with the boxes that you see like side by side, or the UFC fighters when they show the main card showing up and they got their girl on their arm, and those girls know like those dudes are going into a war,
could potentially die,
and they could and their life's in jeopardy.
That is basically my wife. She's been in a war her whole life. You know what I mean? Right. But she's like, I got your back.
But she's like, I got your back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about that corner leaving you.
Never.
And I noticed as we're going to talk about Rough and Rowdy, and we could talk about how important support systems really are. And like, to me, all I'm really looking for is someone that like could stay, like just hold it down, be in the corner.
Dude, who wants to go to Bad Bunny with this motherfucker?
You know,
I'll say right now. By the way, I'll say right now.
I cannot wait for this fucking contest. I'm serious.
Unreal.
We are definitely gonna get that. Definitely get that.
When's
that will go viral. That will go viral.
9/6 or 9/7.
That thing will go viral
in September, so we got all summer to figure it out.
When can we start promoting this? Because
we're gonna start. Right now is the first time that Bad Brand unfortunately didn't record this week, but
fucking.
We're trying.
Hacks.
We're trying. Yeah,
slacking.
We're a hack of an organization.
Yeah, but you're my hack of an organization.
That's damn right. But yeah, we're definitely starting to get the ball rolling on that, and just
all right. We'll be involved. Whatever you need from us,
of course.
Let me just say this. Listen to Bad Brain.
We got a voicemail.
Listen to Nico. Oh yeah, we have a voicemail. All right, put the cans on.
Thank God Fitzy's fucking here.
Fitzy always remembers.
Every single week. I don't either.
All right. By the way,
with the voicemail. Oh, jeez.
Anybody here?
Yep.
Everybody is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, wow. It's your man Adam Jumptown, and I just want a public service announcement. Something today is just after 9:13 in the morning on Saturday, and I just kind of feeling it's Trump's birthday today. We have no king parades, and we have a military parade going through Washington D.C. In the conspiracy business, we call these black swan or false flag events. Guys, keep your head on a swivel. If anything was to happen, the pot is rumbling and it's bumbling today. Stay free, stay alive, and God bless America. It's your man Jumptown.
Hey, and since then, we've bombed Iran.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Fuck you, Ferg.
Jump's never wrong.
So that's what he said.
Did you hear the last thing he said?
What did he say?
Fuck you, Ferg.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So the black swan thing, what he's talking about is something that the media and everyone says, look over here, while something fucked up is happening over here.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so here's the deal.
Jumptown
we're going to go
knows.
to Patreon.
Yep.
I'm going to mix this thing down, take a leak.
Can I give Jumptown a quick shout out real quick?
Go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Someone just posted his beef from this past weekend. He did a little pop-up, whatever.
Yeah.
It looked fucking outstanding, bro.
Dude,
like probably one of his best looking sandwiches.
Have you had his?
I haven't. No.
I had his when he was at Abreu's.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking fire.
Yeah, I
I'm
have
a
no
day one.
Listen,
Yeah.
Jumptown's had
All of
my
us-
back. I've
yeah,
had
yeah.
his back.
That's
I'm a
it.
Jumptown guy.
that looked fucking phenomenal,
His
bro.
roast beef is fire.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's
The
great.
kid knows how to cook.
He does.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't need to talk about how Nico orders his beef. By the way, I will say this.
Wait,
Actually,
well,
I don't give a fuck because I'll tell you right now.
How does
I think
Nico
order
order his
shit how
beef?
you want.
You know
order.
this.
Extra
Refresh.
cheese, mayo, and ketchup.
no.
Yes.
No James
Yes,
River.
Nits. Yes, Nits.
Yes.
Ketchup.
Yes, Nits. Ketchup.
Extra
Nits.
Nits.
I'm sorry. And
Extra
it's just a
Nits on that.
quick funny story. I know we're gonna wrap and go into the next stage, but at least leave this one on. Nick's roast beef, I believe it is, in like on the Beverly line. You walk in and it's like the wall is like the size of the Green Monster with plaques for roast beefs. I would say it's one of the more intimidating places I've ever ordered a sandwich because they're all Greek to the gills. And like, so I go up, it's lunch break, it's during COVID. Like, can I get 2 regular beefs? And I order them how I order them. Now the guy at the counter looks at me and like there's a twitch in his eye. And I was just like,
Not a good switch.
so I took a breath and then I looked to the guy that's actually doing my sandwich behind. His head snaps up and he's looking right at me and his eyes bend down. And I'm like, he's like, did you said ketchup? And I said, yeah, they're for my kids in the car. It's like, dude,
It's like
the
when
guy behind the stage that was looking at me was like, gave it was like a nod of approval. Like, I know you guys seen Devers or Aldous Chapman nod at each other. He just looked at me and was like, I was just like, all right, dude, you're not gonna brag boys in my beefs?
Dude,
Thanks, dude.
Greeks, you don't want to fuck with Greeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, dude.
he's like, oh, it's for your kids. That still sucks, but we'll
Yeah.
make
Season
them.
2 of The Wire
like-
told me don't fuck with the Greeks, bro.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's like,
I'm not even Greek.
you're
Not even Greek.
he's like, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm
Dude,
like,
I have a
I'm like,
hat
all
that I
right.
have one from Bella's and Harry's ready to slice my throat.
Yeah, Harry's
I
gonna come
came
at
back
you.
to the
No,
job
and by the
site.
way, I do wear it, but it's my kid.
I came back to the job site and I was like, don't ever send me to that place to order food again. I'm not allowed in there. I'm not showing my, and I never went back. If I ever wanted to go,
It's like when you walk into a fucking New Deal and order mayo on your Italian.
Ah, yeah.
They're
same
like,
thing.
what the fuck did you just say?
So, dude, I just made that mistake the other day.
Why would you do that?
I brought up Pachi's sandwiches to go to my mom's, and my mom and my sister were like, get us an Italian from New Deal or from Pachi's, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. Like, hey, can I get an Italian with everything on? And the guy was like, you want mayo? And
He said it?
It was
That's
Latin,
wild.
it was a Latin person behind, and he was like, you want mayo on? And I'm like, oh, they said everything. Fuck it, just throw it on there. And as soon as my sister bit into the sandwich, she was like, you put fucking mayo on this?
I would have threw it at you.
I
You
can't believe
hate
you
this.
I
as
hate
an
it.
Italian.
I've never eaten an Italian sub.
What?
No?
Never.
Nico, I don't know how this fucking Bad Bunny thing's gonna go anymore. Are you fucking kidding me? You know what's the worst
You
part?
eat an Italian sub?
Never in my
You know
life.
what the worst part is? You're the second full-blown Italian I know that's never had an Italian sub. His
Who's the
last
other
name,
one?
Richie Russo.
That's
Another
wild to
Revere
me.
/ East Boston guy.
Nice
Fucking
scumbag.
loser.
nice, yeah. Yeah,
There's
I've
so
never-
Have
many
you told
places.
Alice yet? Have you told Alice? Have you told Alice
I
story?
mean, he should know. Al's seen my eating habits.
No,
Al's
no,
watched
not
me-
that
You've never had a Durham Italian.
No, not that you've not had an Italian, but that you okayed the mayo,
The mayo
on the Italian.
Italian.
No, he doesn't know about that.
Dude, tell him on the next show
I
to,
will.
to bring up this story.
No, no,
because
no, no,
He's
because-
gonna hear this,
because
he's gonna hear this
Yeah,
tonight
he's
and
gonna hear
fucking
it.
berate
I
you for the
know.
rest of your life.
know.
Because listen, he listened to how I ordered my other sandwich. It was a turkey and cheese with prosciutto with mayo on it. And I was like, what in the fuck? My mother was so pissed off at me. Like, she was so like,
I would have been bullshitting.
like swinging at the air. Like,
I
she's like,
understand.
you are not my son. Like Nico from Puerto Rico. Like I am. Like that's why I'm
Dude,
Nico
I
from Puerto
literally,
Rico.
I never forget this because around here they don't put mayo on a fucking Italian. And I was out in Western Mass, like this is back in the fucking day at UMass. This is my buddies. We got in the morning. I got an Italian. I'm like, nice, gonna eat this in the fucking car on the way home.
People are idiots.
And it was fucking had mayo on it. I
Hot
opened
mayo.
the window and I just went.
Yeah,
like,
dump it out.
Like, so a person like your sister and your mom, they're like, I can understand. They're like, I'm getting a fucking sick Italian.
You know what I can understand?
Brought up from fucking down,
I can
down to the belly of
understand-
the beast. You bring a mayo on the thing.
Do you know how
I can understand why she calls you underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Developed
Yeah.
30
Mayo
pounds.
on an
Underdeve-
Italian is fucking blasphemy.
blasphemy?
You know, though, here's the thing. If I was
Hey,
hungry
guess
enough,
what? I
I'd
know
eat it.
no better. I
you know
have no
do you
idea.
know
I
what-
got
you know what-
innocently in
Yeah,
order.
because you don't eat Italian.
Do you want to
Never.
know? Do you want to know why I'm right about mayonnaise? And you know my hatred for mayo, bro.
Yeah.
I call it pigeon gum for a reason. The fact that you took a bite, you like mayo,
Yeah, mayo.
but you bit into an Italian sub and threw it out
It
the
doesn't
window.
belong there. It
I
doesn't
would
belong
never.
there.
If that was A1, bro, I'm eating the entire thing. That's why it's a superior condiment. Mayo stinks.
A1?
I'm just saying for argument purposes. Like,
Man, we get a real case of A1
no,
here, huh?
I mean I love A1.
I don't like A1 at all.
I'm not a huge A1 guy.
Are you
And
guys
I'm a
fucking
big
kidding
and I'm
me?
a big mayo guy, but mayo doesn't go on an Italian. It just doesn't.
I'd rather
it's
dip
not.
a steak in mayo than in
Mark
A1.
loves
You do not mean that. You do not mean
Mark
that.
loves A1.
Does he,
A1 is-
Marco?
He could sip it out of the bottle.
You could put A1 on a
Every
sponge and I would fucking
every
eat it.
time chicken, pork
Yeah, by the way, I
chops.
know
Danny's-
we're going
Danny's
long
gonna
here,
be
but
a
I gotta
big
say this.
Mark
One of the
guy after this.
One of my favorite
Snaps.
Bad Brain episodes is when it was your birthday. And Marco
October
was on
4th,
like,
by the way.
Marco was on some like diet. He was on some like trying to get like he was getting in shape or whatever. And then you're like, I want to go to like whatever. You want to go to like Santapio's or like you want to go someplace on Route 1. I can't remember what it was. Then he's like, no, I want to go to fucking
Yeah.
the Ferramos like
Oh, Grill House?
Grill. No,
Oh no, the one. Oh yeah, yeah.
Main, what is it? Main Street.
Main
Yeah,
Street.
yeah. And you're like, dude, it's my birthday. And he's like, but I gotta eat like what I'm supposed to eat.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, we went there. You're like, the food was fucking awful.
Yeah.
And I was dying because I'm
not
like,
good.
dude, you only get one birthday. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to go where the fuck you want.
Dude, I drove past that place on my way to Meltobs, and I literally I flipped it off. This is like double birded that place, like as driving
Yeah, it's
by,
not good.
because I won't forget that place.
They
And
fucked your
Marco,
birthday.
that Marco porked you on your own birthday.
Dude, I'm
Hey,
like,
how good was my comment on the Fenway expedition? So Marco took Nico to Fenway, and he was on the field, and I was like, it's so nice of Nico to bring his brother to Fenway and be on the field.
yeah, dude, yeah, it's like, dude, it's so nice, and you gonna bring Mark Lewis to Fenway. Yeah, that was
That sick though?
dude.
That's an awesome
It
experience.
was a great experience. It was, and like I tell you guys, like the older I get, the more that I appreciate the time. That,
yeah,
that,
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that I get, and the closer me and my brother for a while. We're not on the same page.
Yeah.
We couldn't be in the same room. We couldn't have a set. We couldn't have a conversation.
Well, you guys are
You guys
close.
got in a full. Was it Easter that you guys fought?
How close in age are you guys?
Yeah, but that wasn't malicious. He just threw a jab at me, and like I don't play that. Like he
how
should have
close?
known better.
How close in age are you guys?
We're 2 years and 9 months apart.
So me and my brother, same thing, 2 years apart, and it's well known that my brother maced me a couple times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I heard about
we've
that.
talked about
Oh,
this.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
But
Nice guy.
today, we are like fucking this.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
love that, dude.
We're such good friends, and I'm happy that you guys are and that you can do shit like that together. Be on Fenway,
That
like
was
be
the
on the
first.
field
That
on
was
Fenway.
the
That's
first
fucking
time ever. He's like,
unbelievable.
dude, like we're gonna be here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna do this. He's like, man, we can get into it. But my brother telling me to follow his lead, like, might have been like the funniest thing in the world. Because
Don't
I
embarrass
know,
me.
I just know exactly. Like right off the rip, he was like, "Don't you dare embarrass me."
This is my day. Remember
Right.
this.
Yeah, right? Like you're with me, you're with
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Lewis. So like, and like the little kid in me is like, dude, like
this guy.
Maybe I might-
dude, like, come on, what
Maybe
the
I might fuck this up.
yeah, I'm like, no, I'm like, I'll be
might
good.
fuck
Like,
this
how
whole
bad
thing
could
up.
this be? I'm like, I'm dealing with, we had some Patriots players come and meet us before.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sitting down. It's not even 10 minutes. And I know ball. I can talk football. I can talk every sport.
Yeah.
And I looked up where these kids were from, and I knew exactly what to talk about. And when we started talking about college baseball and how we both like Tennessee, and this one kid in 10 minutes in, he looks at me, they look at me, he's sitting right next to me, he goes, yo, you a real ass motherfucker. And just stuck his hand out and dapped me up. And they all did. And they were like, it was like, they told Mark, they're like, your
Mark's
brother's
stewing.
They were like, yo, your brother's mad cool, bro. He knows what he's
He's like,
doing.
yeah, he's great. Move
And
on.
And my brother's
Next
like,
exhibit.
yeah, whatever. You guys want a drink or something? I'm like,
It's like I told you to follow my lead.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, cause I know how to talk to people.
Dude, you're a vibes guy.
Yeah, I'm
it's
a
a
super
fact.
vibes
You said
guy,
about the
like-
fucking. You said about the party that you had for work on the boat. You're like,
Right.
I'm a vibes guy. That's what I do. I'm the
It's-
fucking vibes guy.
That's just what it is.
Look,
My mom.
this show usually lately has gone 1 hour 15 minutes.
Oh wow,
We're at
definitely-
2 hours right now because
Okay.
you're a vibes guy.
Hey,
Like, listen,
By the way,
I
no,
don't want to get off the
no
boat.
regrets, bro.
No.
Throw the
not
fucking-
even a single
Not
letter.
one letter.
Not
one
a
regret.
Single letter. Yeah, no, dude, that's I promise.
But dude,
I'm
it
gonna
is
be a
really
bigger
cool that
person.
Marco could fucking, you know what I mean? You get to do that with him and like,
And again, like I know my brother's been going through battling his own stuff, and like it means more to me. Like I told my boss, like it means more to me than just a Red Sox game.
Yeah.
It, like
of course.
it keeps him grounded. Like don't like I always try and remind my brother, like don't forget like how far we've come. You know, like not like saying
Dude,
like we had the worst childhood in the world. Like by no means did like our parents have like a bad divorce. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but he should get way more credit for how we were brought up because he always was the guy like put his hand around my shoulder.
Make sure
Whenever they were
everything's all
fighting.
right.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time my parents had a real blow. We were supposed to go to the aquarium. I was about 6. I was so fired up to see fish. 7.
By
whatever.
the way, aquarium stinks.
I love it.
Do you?
I love it.
This makes
I love it.
this
I
makes sense.
want to go to the
This
Georgia
tracks.
one, but Marco would be the first person to put his arm around me. All right, let's go play wiffle ball. And I'm like, what? He's like, don't worry about none of that.
Yeah.
Like, just come with me. You'll be all right. And like,
Got you
he
outside of
did
your
that-
world.
He did that time and time again. We did a lot of our time. We spent it at our grandparents. My dad ran nightclubs, and so on Thursdays we get dropped off at the Linfield Deli Market right at that roundabout, and it, and a lot of the times my dad wasn't around to like really do things with us. He did his best to be present and all that,
Yeah.
but Marco did a lot. Like we could have easily just been two totally different people, but growing up, me and my brother were like, we really were inseparable.
That's
like,
dope.
We were sitting side by side playing video games nonstop, or I'd watch him, and then we'd go outside, and like he's throwing the fastest he can at me, and like it made me better
Yeah.
at everything, and it brought my competitive out and like who I am, and so it means a lot to me to like. There was years that me and my brother really didn't talk. Or like I said, like it got real vulgar. Like once we got older, once you come into that real punky stage of your life where you think
course.
you know a lot. And now more than ever, I've seen what my brothers went through. We've been to some crazy places together, and it's super cool, and I'm super fortunate that me and my brother can coexist. And like I let go of the thing of like being in every video and being collab with everything with him.
Oh yeah,
and,
whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
I totally get all that, and
around.
everyone like it's a joke to me now. Like when people are like, "Oh my God, Mark has a brother," and I'm like, "Yeah, here I am." Like
I'm at Mel Bob's right now, by the way.
Skylar's been plenty present. Like she's been in plenty of videos, but people be like, "You show up in that kid Mark's videos. Like, you know him?" I'm like,
Once or twice.
I'm like, "Yeah, I know him. Yeah, pretty good." But yeah, man, it's coming full circle, and like I'm more proud than anything of him. And like my brother's like come a long way, and I'm always cheering for that dude.
Dude, I'm telling you
Let
right,
me-
right now.
let me go
You
get
can
it out.
tell you what, from the day I met Marco, he's nothing but the nicest kid you ever met. He's like, he came to the comedy show, like, and like, we were shooting the shit, and like, so when we started doing the podcast, I'm like, all right, whatever, podcast, what do we get for downloads? We get downloads, whatever. Then I started getting hip to like, they're like, let's cut reels, right? And the reels, we got a couple of like Steam reels that went pretty good, like a couple 100,000. And he was like, he pulled me aside, he's like, dude, don't even think about the downloads. It's all about fucking views on Instagram. That's how you're gonna be able to sell. He's like, do you listen to Theo Vaughn? I'm like, well, I mean, I like it. He's like, because you just see clips. He's like, you want clips. Like, he doesn't have, why does he have to tell, you know what I mean? Like, it was like,
It's giving you free game.
yeah, he's just giving me
free
free game.
advice.
You know what I mean?
He's a super humble kid, and I'll always cheer for my brother. Like I always say like to my dad, like let me go get it out the mud. Like I'm built for that. Like I am. Like I've taken so many L's in my life. Like it's a lot of lessons. And
Started with the teeth.
and I'm cool with exactly. I'm cool with that.
So I
I'm
think
cool
what we'll
with that.
figure out is it's a pro Marco, anti Al podcast is what we're on right now.
Yeah, so like he's been cool, and that's why like when we've gone to the tips that we've gone into and on our podcast,
And that
and,
shit
like,
happens, dude.
and that stuff happens. It's totally cool. One of the most unfortunate things that happened was that when he did leave Bad Brain, that was
Yeah.
like one of the saddest things for me because I finally got my brother in a room with me
Yeah.
where we were able to do something. Like I always felt we listened to sports radio our whole life, and I felt like me and my brother like together, like we have something special.
Yeah.
People love to see me and my brother in the same atmosphere because it's like it's nonstop. It's always something.
Yeah.
Like we're always going at each other about sports.
So,
about
and
sports.
actually, like
You know what I mean?
the
Like,
episodes that I've listened to with you and your brother, it's like
It's great.
real brother shit. You know what I mean?
It's great. Like he
Nico,
always,
shut up, Nico. Nico, shut up. You know what I
Shut the
mean?
fuck up, Nico.
and,
Shut the fuck
I'm
up,
cool
Nico.
with that. Like his whole life, like he's been my autocorrect. Like he'll always correct me. Like
Yeah, he does like your translator.
I say yeah, absolutely. He knows me. Like that's what I mean. Like when I say my brother, like by nature, like it knows my DNA. Like
I'm
he
going to
knows
say
that-
this right now. I've listened to like tons of Bad Brain where you've like, I think it's when you're around your family that you use like your generalize like Nico language because you have not made 1 gram of mistake on the show today. I don't think.
I've tried my best.
All right,
I've tried my
listen.
best.
We're gonna fucking move on to Patreon.
Yeah.
2 hours, by the way, with fucking
Hell
Nico.
yeah.
What a fucking
man.
episode.
By the way,
Yeah.
What an
what a
episode.
fucking G.
I like to yap.
Hey, listen.
Keep
was
yapping,
great.
baby.
I
was
fucking
great.
love it. I had a fucking blast. I went by in a fucking
First of
heartbeat.
many.
First of
many.
many. Yes,
Here's-
absolutely.
Here's my prediction. After this episode, we're gonna get more Patreon members. That episode was fucking great.
That was unbelievable.
Great episode.
Yeah, that was great. And by the way, if you are a Latin woman that listens to this,
You want to go to Puerto Rico
wanna go
and
to
see
Puerto
bad
Rico,
Telling
Bad
you right
Bunny?
now, I am going to promote
you gotta
the
have a
fuck out of this.
dumpster on your ass.
Have to.
And you gotta be fucking. You gotta
Actually, believe it, I'm a boobs guy.
Boobs?
Yeah, I would.